Glock made this shit.
Real Mod Squad shit. Whole lot of Mod Squad shit. Shout out Trenches News, nigga. Shout out NC. Shout out Made Media. Shout out Spark. Shout out Queen.
Shout out Dro the Mob, man. Shout out Dro the Mob. Big Dro. Go follow Dro. Hey, shout out to everybody on here. All my mods, the Mod Squad. NC in the building, too. I seen NC up top. Hey, shout out to everybody, man. Be respectful. We're going to talk about everything, man. Whatever y'all got to talk about, y'all seeing out there, just ask me, and I'll tell you my opinion. Other than that, just be respectful. The mods won't wipe you. Shout out Dro the Mob. Shout out Dustin Turner, Trap God, Street Code. Shout out Tommy Sherman, all y'all, man. Hey, smash that like button.
My nigga Glock made this shit.
Real Mod Squad shit. Whole lot of Mod Squad shit. Shout out Trenches News, nigga. Shout out NC. Shout out Made Media. Shout out Spark. Shout out Queen. Shout out B. Shout out Nene. And see, hit my phone like Black make us a song. I hear YouTube found a beat, 9 song. And see, you can go to her for the latest news. Like who told on who and who gave who the blues. Can't forget Queen Lotus, that's 126. Shorty smart as hell gon' have you thinking about shit. Now let's get on the BZ on the down south shit. Shorty smart as hell, she gon' tell you about the shit. And she dropping videos, go subscribe to her shit. Sparks got the visuals of 99%. Made media out west, he a film mode nigga. Get that nigga, bring a chick, I bet she feeling on that nigga. And shout out Savage Black, we gon' party on them niggas. Can't forget Nene, she catch bodies in the chat. It's that page fake of real shit. Shorty gon'
shout out
check.
Savage
She
Black.
Come back to the chat, wipe his nosy out the chat. Can't forget Uncle Swipe, Mr. Miyagi to you niggas. You can call him Swiper Jordan or whatever, say you nigga. And to the ones that left, we ain't worried about shit. But make sure you like the video before you dip. Real Mod Squad shit, yeah. Real Mod Squad shit, yeah. Real Mod Squad shit, yeah. Make sure you like the video before you dip. Real Mod Squad shit, yeah. Real Mod Squad shit, yeah. Real Mod Squad shit, yeah. Make sure you like the video before you dip.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Smash that like button. Drop where y'all from, man. Everybody, I need y'all to drop where y'all from. Drop where y'all from. I'm finna switch over computers, then I'm finna come right back to y'all. This computer finna die. Yo, shout out Gary, Alaska, Miami, Florida, Gary, Indiana, Calgary, Canada, Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana 318-612, low end. Shout out to the low end. Charlotte, Daytona Beach, 773. So rural. Shout out to you. Outlaw Music, Atlanta. Dade County in the building. Dade County in the building from everywhere. Buffalo, New York, Thule B. Shout out Shreveport, 49th and Drexel. Shout out 051. I know where that's at. 49th and Drexel. Messenger, Brooklyn, New York. Shout out St. Louis, Detroit, Texas. Shout out Michael Brown, Texas. Kelly Jackson, Detroit. Oh my God, Texas. 216 Cleveland, Ohio. Black Godfather. Shout out Tacoma, Washington. Cyrus 332. Dustin, Jamaica. Shout out Dab 94. Shout out PC 40 Chicago. Shout out Dro the Mob. Shout out King Hudson, East St. Louis, Just Lefty, Hartford, Connecticut, Baltimore in the building, Dustin Turner, Cecil Bass, Denver, Colorado, Thorough 617, Boston, Explosive, Sec, what's up, Explosive, California, Harvey Rural in the building, Lancaster, Virginia, shout out OTF 2475, and Danville, Illinois. Hey, smash that like button. All right, the first story I'm gonna start off with is OTF Booner, man. He cooked. OTF Booner, he cooked, man. Ain't no way out of it. And I don't think they trying to make no plea deal, man. Only people who can save him right now is probably the feds. Them the only people want to hear a story right now. Other than that, he done, man. Cell phone, DNA. He's sloppy, man. I don't know what made him go on another hit. He already dropped the cell phone at the shooting with the little boy, shooting out the car window and shit. Like, yeah, he done though. We ain't gonna see Boona, man, no more. We ain't gonna never see Boona no more, man. I don't think they playing in Georgia. Hey, where he at? I remember last time when I rode through Georgia way to Florida, it was a lot of slave quarters, man. It was just off, man. And then Lil Durk money ain't that no more. The money that Lil Durk could have helped him out with, I'm pretty sure that's over with. Lil Durk saving every penny he got. He ain't helping them niggas. He definitely ain't helping them niggas. Probably if he was out, if he get out, then he probably help him. But nah, he ain't helping nobody from jail. You ain't giving up a quarter. Ain't no nigga with no money except your kids. You sending that money out to your kids and shit. Other than that, ain't nothing happening. Yeah, Boona crash, man. But that's that when you got that money, man. When you got that money and you got a female, man, and you done spoiled her to death with bags and all that shit. You got to keep that shit up, man. You can't stop it now. You can't tell her, baby, the money getting low or none of that. You a big nigga. You be with Lil Durk. You got to impress the motherfuckers. So you trying to hit a home run out there. Whoever got the shit, you know, y'all got a lot of connects. If I was him, I would have went for baby or one of them, man. He was supposed to call baby up like he got a future and tie his ass up if he was gonna do that. Now the Mexicans on your ass and everything. The Mexicans on their ass, Lil Tim them crew, gonna have a rough time in jail, man. Hey, it's a lot of GDs in Atlanta, man, and Georgia, I should say, on everything, bro. I don't know if it's too many BDs in Georgia. It's probably a couple of them, but I don't think OTF run the shit down now. Chucky and Fesso holding it down. I ain't gonna lie, man. Chucky garbage than a motherfucker, but he holding it down. He hot. He hot. The kids listen to him. I hear all the kids listening to him. The white kids listen to him. So he is hot. I mean, he doing more than the rest of them doing. Who's supposed to be out here? That's what Memo's supposed to be doing. The same shit Chucky doing. Memo's supposed to be dropping music. Instead, he drinking cut waters. The girl said, and he just losing it, man. Motherfucker got talent, bro. They just wasting it. Then you got the guy Fatso. Fatso, he on live recording himself on a police chase. Hey, bro, somebody around you need to tell you, you all way out, bro. You all way out. We shouldn't even be doing this shit. But like I said, Chicago is crabs in a barrel. Ain't nobody in the car gonna tell you, nah, bro. We gotta ride proper through this bitch. We gotta stay getting money. Fatso could be a millionaire, rich than a motherfucker, bro. But niggas don't see their talents, bro. Everybody want to be a gangster, bro. Everybody want to be a gangster. Like, ain't no nerves no more. You can't even trust the niggas with the glasses. They'll blast your ass on everything. The niggas with the glasses scary now. I remember back in the days, man, nigga had on some glasses, bro. Unless we know you a known killer or something like that, bro. We like, bro, leave him alone, bro. That's Lil Winston or something. But nah, ain't no more of that. Niggas with the glasses gonna switch you down, bro. Mine off 1700, he started a whole new wave. Niggas got glasses with the ski mask on in Chicago on some real shit. They following trends, man. They following straight trends. Niggas walking downtown with guns on them. Walking downtown with guns on them with glasses with ski masks on, bro. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I gotta worry about Urkel. I'm going back home, man. I gotta worry about the drug dealers. I gotta worry about the cops, the criminals robbing you, the gang members, old block six, they family members, and then I gotta worry about some Steve Urkel ass motherfuckers. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm going back home, man. That's too many people. I can handle the four. I can't handle the five though. The nerves and shit. I can't handle that shit. Yeah, everybody a threat, man. Nobody want no money, man. Hey, speaking of that, man, I really need to talk to y'all about something. And it's definitely for the people in Chicago, bro. Because like the crime down and all that bullshit, bro. Like it sound good though, you know. And to the people who to the people, you got some people out here, they don't give a fuck about crime because they not dying, so they cool with it. But the truth is, bro, like they need to slow this shit down, bro. Like it's out of hand, bro. And it ain't the grown people, it's the kids. That's the thing about it though. When you talk about the crimes, the kids, yeah, it's down because the older niggas ain't doing shit no more. It's the fucking kids. That 50% is the kids. All them little motherfuckers running around just shooting people, killing their friends, backdooring them. The shit gotta slow down, bro. Where the fuck they getting bullets from anyway? Where the fuck these little niggas getting guns and shit from, man? Like they ain't got no jobs. Ain't none of these niggas got no jobs because they always on live. And I know they ain't monetized. I don't see no ads running through they shit. Talk to me, y'all. What y'all think about the National Guard in all cities, not just Chicago, in all cities? That's bad. I mean, it sounds bad, but come on, man. We all see the police getting chased. We see motherfuckers pulling over. The police pull over and then they skirt off. Like, come on, man. Ain't nobody stopping these people, bro. Ain't nobody stopping these people. Hey, I got one question. If I could talk to the mayor, Johnson, I want to ask him, prisoner, and all them. Would you come and stay in no limit? Would you move your family in no limit? Until then, I don't want to hear shit from them. Would you move your family in no block, prisoner? Hell no. He wouldn't even move his family in there with the security detail he got. They ain't gonna live in the shit, but they talking about some. We need more lower income. Hey, bro, we don't need no more lower income. That we don't need no more posting up in front of the building. That's all the low income turned into. Another motherfucking hub to hang out in front of. Cause who up in there? Young females, young niggas. They posted up. Eventually, somebody gonna get killed that ain't got shit to do with nothing. Cause two or three niggas that's living in the building with these females, these dumbass females, and somebody innocent always get killed, bro. I'm just speaking for the innocent. You know, the people that scared. I know a lot of people that scared and tired of that shit. You know, Trump, he could be a bad person to a lot of people, man, but I can tell you for sure, them Democrats, they don't give a fuck. They kids, they kids ain't gotta live through this shit. They don't give a fuck. They thinking about money. If another low income building get built, guess what? The mayor he getting the cut. Somebody one of them getting cuts. We ain't seeing nothing out this shit. But more people looking angry and aggravated and broke and killing motherfuckers. I say bring the National Guard, man. Yeah, Trump is a good president, bro. So we're gonna watch this video clip. I seen Pastor Brooks on there. Yeah, you can't go nowhere, man. Them motherfuckers posted up in a McDonald's. You can't go in no restaurant downtown, man. If you do, I guarantee that motherfucker stank. Like I ain't never smelled no odor badder than the food that's supposed to be smelling like a McDonald's. You know, you always smell the fries, man. That motherfucker snake. You got bombs up in there, niggas hustling. They done took over the McDonald's, got a Bluetooth going and everything. Like they just took over, bro. Hey, hey, it can only be dangerous if you on bullshit out there. Other than that, hey, smoke, hey, do what you gotta do in the crib on some real shit. Other than that, you asking for some trouble, bro. Yeah, them Democrats, they on some bullshit, man. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull this up. That man Johnson, man, he tricked all the motherfuckers who voted for him. He tricked everybody who voted for him, man. He ain't for nobody. The crimes are down. What fucking funeral home did you check with last time? Talking about the crimes is down. Where the funeral home,
If you're looking for a business loan,
the funeral home saying that they gotta bury a motherfucker. You got people still sitting in the morgue. They got so much business. All right, we're gonna start off with this. This the only thing I ever agree with Pastor Brooks in. O Block Brooks. OTF Pastor Brooks. This the only thing I agree with him on. They need help in Chicago, man. Them young motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck. They soulless, man.
We are being targeted because of what and who we represent. Mr. President, do not come to Chicago.
I'm willing to go to Chicago, which is a big trouble, but we have a governor that refuses to admit he has problems.
It's unbelievable, right? Illinois state and local leaders fight to keep the National Guard out of Chicago. They say crime going down. But here are nearly 36 shootings in Chicago last weekend alone. 6 of them are fatal. Take a look at this. We'll slowly pan over. And petrified residents say they have had enough.
I don't see a reduction in crime. I see crime everywhere.
We've got a lot of challenges. We've especially had a lot of challenges the last 5 years.
It's a good thing that Trump is doing something about the crime rates.
I mean, that's what these people think. And these are what the numbers say. Look at the shootings in the timeline. And as I do that, let me bring in my next guest. He's made it his mission to help clean up the streets of Chicago. Project Hood founder, Pastor Corey Brooks, joins us now. So, Pastor, we keep hearing from the mayor and governor, crime's going down, leave us alone. Should we leave you guys alone?
Absolutely not. We need to invite President Trump in. We invite the National Guard in. You know, we've had 254 deaths in 233 days. 80% of those have been Black boys. And for anyone in our community to say that things are getting better and that people are safe, that is an outright lie. We need to do any and everything we can to keep our citizens safe. One of the number one priorities of government is to make sure that the citizens of America stay safe. And that should be the number one priority of the governor and the mayor, but it's not, because the only thing that they're really concerned when it comes to Black lives that matter is Black lives that matter that vote.
So we need people like you. I'd love for you to walk the streets with a camera and just ask people, what do you think? Would that help your life if there was National Guard here or more cops in your neighborhood with the National Guard holding down different other sectors that are less challenging? Because we look at these numbers, and this is what the governor and mayor are talking about. Murders are down 50%, robbery down 11%, burglary up 8%, felony theft up 46%, misdemeanor theft up 61%, motor vehicle theft up 80%. Those first two numbers is what they're leaning on. Those other numbers are so disturbing, it's sickening. So how do we break this? How are we going to break with Democrat against a Republican, and we end up in a political fight, and the people are not, their needs are not being addressed?
We break it by telling the truth. We break it by hearing what the people have to say from the community. There's no doubt about it that crime is still a serious problem in the city of Chicago. Anytime you have individuals breaking in stores downtown in Nordstrom's, that's a problem. We still have mothers who are burying young boys and their sons are dying prematurely. That is a serious issue. And for individuals to make us try to feel as if we're witnessing things getting better, that's not right. It's distasteful. And for those who live in our community, we realize that's a lie, and we realize that something needs to be said. That's why I'm speaking out every time I get a chance, because I bury these Black boys. I see the mothers who are crying. I see the deaths that are going on every day, and I witness the crime in our community every single day on the sidewalks.
So he says murders are down, but for 13 years, Chicago has the most murders of every U.S. city. He says numbers go in the right direction. 7 consecutive years, Chicago has had the highest murder rate among U.S. cities, with more than 1 million people. I mean, this is as bad as something you would see in a Middle East city, who is going through massive unrest. You used to be able to see in Syria. But so to do that, Pastor Brooks, you need the Black community or the urban community, I don't care what their heritage is, to stand up and speak out and say that mayor with 18% approval rating doesn't speak for me. How do we break this deadlock?
We do it just by doing what I'm doing today. Listen, I realize that the National Guard is a temporary fix, but it will calm things down. It's up to organizations like ours to continue to do the solutions and bring the help that we need. But we have to speak out. We have to say something. We have to let the world know that this is an issue in Chicago, and we can't let the mayor nor the governor dictate how that is said. 254 deaths in 233 days. If that were happening in any other community, it would be chaos.
Right, Pastor. The mayor says this is a race thing because the white president doesn't like black people, essentially, to paraphrase. Would you meet with the mayor and tell him what you just told me?
Yeah, I would tell the mayor exactly that. I would tell the mayor and the governor that, listen, 254 deaths in 233 days is a serious problem. This isn't about race. This isn't about President Trump. It's about the safety of American citizens. It's about the safety of people who live in Chicago. It's about the mothers who are seeing their children die every single day, being shot and killed. And we need to do any and everything possible to make sure that we stop the deaths in the city of Chicago.
And just for the record, you have not met with him, right?
No, I have not met with him, and I very seriously doubt that he'll meet with me.
Well, he should, if he wants to solve problems. He also rejected the thought of adding more cops. Says it's not going to help. He wants more housing projects. That is the mayor the people of Chicago elected. What an embarrassment. Pastor.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? He said, the mayor said that he don't want no more cops or none of that, no extra help. He want more high rises and shit to cripple you. That's what that shit doing. All them low incomes and all that shit, motherfuckers stand on low income Section 8 since they great granny. They passing down the Section 8 to each other and shit, bro. They ain't no type of life to live, bro. Cause you pay $13, you gonna settle for that. Like, and have your kids living in a war zone where they killing that. Your kids can't even go to school without getting killed, bro. Hell no. It ain't adding up, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy to say, though. We need more housing when they ask them about, do we need the more help with the police? No, we need more low income. Like, what the fuck we need that for? Lower income brings problems.
Brooks. You're a huge asset. Hopefully the mayor will realize that. Thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hot
delivering safe, clean, reliable, and affordable water to your family and ours.
Welcome to Hannity. So are some on the left finally waking up to the crime problem in our country? Now here's what far-left former New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio had to say.
And I think the Democratic Party has to look at this issue much more honestly and say, hey, there are some places where we should be doing better. Our leaders should be doing better.
For any American to pursue happiness. Now, something every American should be on board with. That should not be an issue red and blue. No, it should be, red, white, and blue. But inexplicably, the left wants no part of the effort to make our country safe and secure for you and your families. This morning, Politico sounded the alarm for Democrats, saying that if Trump's latest actions were an attempt to goad Democrats into saying crime isn't a problem, they did not disappoint. And there's no better example than Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, who has gone into full-blown meltdown mode over President Trump's efforts to take on crime and keep people safe. He was appearing on MSDNC's Liberal Morning Joe. Mayor Johnson refused 5 separate times to answer when asked if he'd accept more police funding for 5,000 cops and whether or not it would help safety and law and order in Chicago. Watch him duck and dodge and weave. Take a look.
I'm curious, would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked about the other things you want. Would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone, but do you believe that the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were more uniformed police officers on the streets of Chicago?
I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing. Look,
okay,
I'm not saying that
that's not the question I asked.
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm saying we've invested in detectives.
Mr. Mayor, are you hearing what I'm saying? Would an additional 5,000 cops on the streets in Chicago help complement those programs to make Chicago safer?
Look, we are working hard to make sure that our police department is fully supported.
Of course we know the answer, but if you are in a party that supports defund, dismantle, no bail laws, reimagining the police, sending in the social workers instead, you can't answer that question. It's basic, simple, common sense. Another weekend, by the way, of violence in Chicago. 6 dead, 27 injured. It shows the urgent need for a stronger police presence in his city. And the problem goes back decades. We have been scrolling on this program the names of people shot and killed and shot and severely injured in Chicago since Obama was president. But liberal Illinois politicians are so blinded by their rage and hatred of all things Donald Trump, they don't care. They've done nothing. They're ignoring their own residents' pleas for safety. Make no mistake, as a country, we are at an ideological tipping point. Usually we say that during election years. This is an inflection point for the country. It's basic common sense versus utter stupidity. And Democrats are on the wrong side of every single issue. When President Trump took steps to fix the economy, hand out the largest tax cuts in history for working men and women in this country, no tax on tips or overtime, protecting seniors with no tax on Social Security. Democrats, they pushed back. They voted for the largest tax increase in history. When President Trump sent illegal criminal aliens out of the country, Democrats, fought for their so-called rights of the likes of Abrego Garcia to stay here. When President Trump stood up to protect women's sports, Democrats were fighting for the right to keep biological men in women's locker rooms and on the field of play. When President Trump took steps to create lasting peace around the world, Democrats rooting against peace, hoping for failure. And now as President Trump is taking steps to make the country safe and secure for you and your family and keep our citizens safe, once again, Democrats are on the wrong side, fighting to keep America's big cities, dangerous, crime-ridden? Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News.
Yeah, that motherfucker hiding something. He don't want them to come in. They take over. They gonna find out what he hiding. He hiding something, man. Hey, they just asked the man, hey, we'll give you the money for more police then. Fuck the military coming in. We'll give you more money for police so the people can be safe. And see, the people who don't want the police in, they ain't paying no bills. I understand y'all though. Y'all already ain't got nowhere to go. So if y'all gotta be outside, y'all don't want the military to be outside. I understand that. Cause it's either you ain't got nobody dead from this shit, or it gotta be something for you to be saying, no, they ain't gonna do nothing. Hey, you think Shorty and them crazy, bro. They not shooting at no fucking military, man. They gonna be in another jail, man. You will never see no bloodhound or none of that. They shoot at a military officer, nigga. I promise you that you ain't gonna see him. Yeah, you might see him when they get out of Cook County jail and get 2 years and 5 years for shooting them up. No. Nah. You shoot at them, bro. Your ass going down, bro. You gonna be sitting in the cell where Hoover was. You gonna be in a military joint though with the Unabomber, the bombers and shit, the terrorists. Shorty them don't want to graduate like that. They already failures in killing people. They get caught or they get on live and say they did it, man. Hey, this just for the people who pay their bills, going to work, kids going to school. Can't even let your fucking kids go to school, man. You know, and then, hey, look, people steady saying Obama this and Obama that, man. Look, Obama ain't did shit, man. The whole drill scene was why Obama was president, damn near. The whole drill scene, the beginning and the end. The beginning and the motherfucking he did from 08 to 16. That was like the peak of it, you know. He ain't do shit. He ain't did nothing, man. Only thing they did was fuck with the lunch system and made it allowed that man could be the transformers can go in the locker rooms and compete against the females and shit. That's all they did, man. I don't see nothing that Obama did, bro. Obama phone, that's what you happy about? You bragging about that he gave up an Obama phone? Because if you happy about that shit, man, then your priorities fucked up. You happy that he gave out an Obama phone and Obamacare. That's about it, huh? Man, this shit about safety, man. Get your grown ass up and work. Michelle Obama from O Block. What's the excuse? Hey, look, normally, I'm just saying normally, man. A wife has influence over their husband, right? Most of the people will say that, right? Your girl got influence over you. Most males, right? You know, it's people dying left and right. I know they hearing about this shit, Michelle Obama, because she still got family that's in that area. So I know she hearing about it. Or I know she just seeing the news and hearing about it. That motherfuckers done died. Hey, look, OD, Platoon, Sherrod, who else died over there? It's a lot of motherfuckers just died in O Block or by O Block, just outside the gates or inside the gates. Whole bunch of people that died. They ain't say nothing, man. I never heard them got on the news and said something needs to go on about violence. They worried about some other shit, bro. Yeah, I had a job. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I had 2 jobs. I was working at Twin City Staffing in Minnesota. I had 2 jobs, forklifting and pick a packing at the same time. Hell yeah, I had a job. I have no problem getting no job. I have no problem. You just got to get out your environment if you want a job. If you looking over your shoulder, you just got to leave. People say that you know what I'm talking about. It sounds easy to leave, man. You don't need shit but a bus ticket, man. Certain towns that you go in, man. Hey, look, you gonna be living with somebody. I'm gonna keep it real with you on some real shit, bro. Bump you a girl or whatever, and you know, start working, get you a job. A lot of these dudes ain't even got no felons, bro. They ain't even got no felons. They carrying around illegal guns and shit. They can go and get their gun license. But in the hood, they ain't gonna tell you to go and get your gun license because a nigga wants you to be like them. You know, a nigga ain't gonna never say, hey, bro, you can go and get your gun license, bro. Go and get it. Man, I can name a whole bunch of niggas from different blocks, bro, who y'all know. Ain't been to Cook County jail. Ain't got no felon. They go and get their gun license, but they choose not to. Shout out Lawrence. But my take on this whole thing with the Trump and the National Guard, it won't affect me. Or, you know, I have no problem walking past any one of them, you know. But it's for the kids to grow up, bro. A lot of people who complain and they already grown, bro. It's for the kids, man. The kids need to slow down, bro. They need to be kids. It need to be some structure, bro. Maybe their parents could get back on them with them being here. It's a lot of benefits, bro. Maybe they'll listen to their parents now. No more teen takeovers. Yeah, I always said Obama ain't did shit, man. I voted for Obama because he was black, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I voted and I told everybody, man, let's go and vote for Obama, man. I voted at High Park. I remember exactly why I voted at High Park. On some real shit. Went to 99th to go and get my ID. Me and my friends now, we was in a long ass line in High Park. Wait about an hour and a half in that motherfucker to get up in there to vote. And then this motherfucker, he get up in there, he ain't did shit. At least Trump opened up the floodgates. At least he gave some stimulus. At least we seen something. We ain't seen shit from the rest of these motherfucker presidents. At least we seen something. I don't care if you saying it's 1,200 or 5,000, whatever you saying. You seen something. Shit. Instead of them taking from you, you seen something. A lot of people. Then they opened up the floodgates for the fucking PPP, and ain't nobody got no property. Nobody brought real estate. Everybody went to go and buy clothes, Air Force Ones, designer, all that shit, bro. Nobody thought about, man, I just got 40,000 3 times. I could go out. Hey, look, let's put this together and buy some property, or let's go and get a stove. Nobody thought about that. Instead, they took their money and spent it at the corner store, little by little. Went to the weed man and brought 3 5s until all the money was gone. They ain't even think about buying a pound of weed or some pounds. They was just going to the weed man, getting him rich. And they wonder why the weed man and the weed man and the motherfucking and a Hellcat, goddamn it, got 2, 3 Hellcats. Every time he pull up, he pulling up in some new shit, some foreign shit. Yeah, man. It's definitely time to wake up, man. It's time to wake up, bro. Like, we only got one life, bro. I know it might be fascinating to a lot of people that killing this shit. Oh man, dude just got his head chopped off. He got 9 heads. Man, that's some goofy shit. That's some kid shit. That's some shit funny to a kid. But if you know that you got a clock and that you can go any day or something, once you realize that, you will stop even playing with the dead and all that other goofy shit. You will start standing on business. Once you get a bill, once you get some bills and have something to pay, for real, you got to get some bills. Once them bills coming in the mail every month, you can't tell the government that you ain't gonna pay your mortgage or you ain't gonna do this or you ain't gonna do that, bro. They gonna kick your ass out. You gonna be downtown somewhere. Whatever city you in, you gonna be downtown, bro. Outside in a tent. You can't tell the electric company or the gas company that you can't pay. Hey y'all, hey, I can't pay this month. I'm gonna holler at y'all 2 months from now. Hopefully I'll get it. Your shit gonna be off, man. Shit gonna be disconnected, man. I voted for Trump this time. It's paying off too. My CRO token I've been holding for years. He just started a treasury company to accumulate CRO. Y'all better start voting with your pockets. It's more to life than paying bills. Hey, see what I just said? What I just said went over your head, man. You talking about it's more in life to paying bills, man. I said that's when niggas probably start taking life serious. When it's time to pay bills. When you got a woman and you got kids and you gotta pay bills. Niggas is sleeping on couches. Who you adoring, who you admire, who you looking up to. All these rappers, they broke. They flashing the same bankroll or they flashing the bankroll. You don't never see the bankroll again. Little baby them, I always see they money. Rod Wave, I always see them with money. You see these niggas with money, one live, and you don't see it no more. Stop playing with me. These niggas straight broke. You counting the wrong shit. He just got signed for $6 million. Ask him how much they really gave him. He gonna tell your ass $99,000. Then he had to get 20% of that to the motherfucking lawyer. On there, the 5%, 10%, whatever you got to get to the lawyer. So now he only got 60,000. I mean, he flashing it and handing out tens like he got it, but he really don't. Hell yeah. They ain't got it, bro. If you ain't no Lil Durk, NBA young boy, something like that, 21 Savage and them, they got real money. The rest of them niggas broke, man. The average motherfucker oh yeah, from your city, broke. He broke. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I ain't trying to throw no shade at nobody or no sneak shots. They broke. And the kids believe in this shit. They the same. Hey, look, lean ain't flowing around like that either. So you study seeing these niggas with the same bottle, man. All they doing is filling it up and holding it, man. You don't never see them pouring up no more. You remember the leans when they had the lean, you would see everybody just pouring it up randomly on their lives. They ain't pouring up no lean. They ain't floating around like that. But the kids believe in this false ass shit. They believe in it, man. The songs evil, turning up the kids, misleading them. You got kids in the suburbs, bro. Talking about they got hats, rocking ski masks and shit. Mats in Illinois, all that shit. They gang banging in Kankakee. What other towns I've been to that I slid through and they like, it's just the influence, man. But I care about the kids, bro. I care about them growing up. I'm already grown on everything. If you want to say, oh, your life over with already, it might be. But hey, look, I ain't got to worry about being harmed. But I care about my family members. I want my niece and them honor roll students. You know what I'm talking about? I want them to be able to go outside to the bus to catch to Whitney Young or catch an Uber or whatever however they got to get there. You know, I don't want them to a straight bullet hit them standing out there or whatever. Yeah, it's the kids. It's definitely the kids, man. The kids are younger, bro. All if you watch these videos of these killings and shit, it ain't no grown people, man. Damn near, bro. It ain't never no grown. All of them young. They shooting at the police. They chasing the police. They going on high speed. It's no order, bro. The parents ain't there. You need somebody to come in. Maybe the parents get scared and start telling their kids they got a curfew again. You know, whatever gotta happen. If it's a scare tactic, then shit, let it be a scare tactic. But we need some help, man. Our city needs some help, and everywhere else. Like somebody said, Louisiana, they the murder capital. They need help. St. Louis need help. St. Louis deadly. They open carry, so they could carry long as they ain't got no felon, and they killing shit. You know, which is scary. You don't know the difference between who carrying and who meaning and who just got the gun just to shoot a motherfucker. So it be all bad, man. But I hope all the cities get help, bro. All the cities with the crime, these young motherfuckers, they don't care. You can talk to them, they'll say, fuck you. You can spend your time. If they ain't listen to their parents, they ain't gonna listen to us. If you, like I said, if you would kill your cousin, if you was talking about rapping about killing your brother or whatever, then I stand no chance with you. If I get into an argument, you gonna definitely kill me because you will kill your cousin. So when things like this going around in the atmosphere, bro, somebody got to step up and say something. It's enough, bro. It's enough. Everybody done lost everybody, man. On some real shit. Pastor Brooks, he right. He buried all them kids. Who the fuck you think buried Tuka and all them? Tutu them. Pastor Brooks, he buried all them. Everybody who damn near died in the drill, that was from they got buried at the New Beginning. He buried everybody, man. On some real shit. Most of your favorite rappers was buried, or your favorite drill people, they was buried in that church. So he know. And y'all know I don't even fuck with Pastor Brooks. But I come together with him on this issue. We need help. I'm tired of seeing the kids die, bro. Look at Lil Santana. They just did him dirty. EBK Santana. He's standing outside chilling with his headphones in, and a nigga run down on him and spray him in his head, you know? They ain't got no care, bro. So somebody gotta help them. Somebody gotta help them love life, the kids, bro. Somebody gotta care. And if you care, you wouldn't give a fuck if whoever came to Chicago, or fucking Batman and Robin came to Chicago. You shouldn't give a fuck if you really want to see the kids live. and your kids. Other than that, your kids probably ain't in Chicago, or you ain't never lost nobody. So therefore, I understand why you don't give a fuck. So I understand why you might not give a fuck, because you ain't got no dead people or none of that shit. You study time about martial law. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Whatever gotta happen, so these kids can start, staying in the house, respecting their parents or whatever, bro. Like shit, whatever. Or just catch the guns, catch all them motherfuckers. Shit, at least they'll be doing something. Shit, if they take 5,000 guns while they here, that'll be some shit. It'll slow down the motherfuckers who the broke motherfuckers, who we know ain't supposed to have a gun. It's like everybody got a gun. On some real shit, bro. I was just in Chicago, man. And I was in Chicago after I came from Vlad. After I came from Vlad, I came through Chicago, and little nigga with my homie. He up in the studio with my homie though. He pulled up with my homie. And he keep on pulling out his gun in the studio, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like, you about to shoot somebody in here? Because the door is locked. It's like 10 doors to get to us, and you steady pulling it out on us. I just had to ask him, bro. I'm like, man, I told my homie, bro, like, bro, some niggas don't need no guns, bro. Like, for real. He nodding off, then he jump up, and now he want to wave the gun around and shit. Like, come on, man. You getting some real money, bro. Why the fuck did you got him leeching around with you? I understand he gonna shoot or take the weight for the gun. I understand that, bro. But sometimes, bro, if you gotta ride around with a goof ass nigga who just upping the gun, showing motherfuckers like you just a clown. Gun like gold these days. Oh yeah, they is. That's what I'm saying. How the fuck is they getting the guns? Cause they like gold. It costs money for a gun. Yeah, but a lot of motherfuckers got guns that don't need them, man. If I was in the streets still, I'd be unarming them motherfuckers. They'll be on the internet telling y'all how I took all their guns, because I was unarming motherfuckers out there. I was doing that robbery, unarming motherfuckers. Like, if you a goofy and you got a gun, I'm taking your shit. And everybody know that. Anybody who know me from all the blocks around Chicago, if you don't get swiped the gun on everything, he gonna take your. If I feel like you a goofy, I ain't just gonna take it from somebody who important. But if I know you a nerd, like, yo, I got a gun, bro. I'm waiting on anybody. I'm taking it. On some real shit. I'm taking it. You don't need it. You finna show it off to everybody. Somebody else gonna take it. They be mad than a motherfucker. I beat them to the punch. I used to be a habitual pipe taker. Hell yeah, bro. It's like some people don't need guns though. But these motherfuckers, they take guns from they homies. They take guns from people who they bouncing out of cars with. They done shot at 50 people in Chicago. They killed a couple motherfuckers, and then they take the person gun who they been riding with. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, I don't get it. They all snakes. They setting each other up, bro. We need the military, man. Fuck that. I finna get on the news. I finna tell the news they need to let me back on that motherfucker. Fuck that mellow buck shit, that drill shit that I did. I need to get on the news and tell this shit. For real, motherfuckers out here dying. I don't know what fucking report the mayor got, but shit, I report about somebody dying at least every other day. Somebody getting killed, bro. I report about it my damn self. Probably two, 3 people. They seen a man on live under a camera. They still put it. They still wanted to change. He was on camera, goddammit. They still wanted it. He got cameras around his car. He was in a BMW or a Benz or something. He was in a BMW, I think, but it got cameras all around it. They still wanted it. They knew the cameras was on the car. They still wanted it. They ain't get no fuck. Niggas thirsty. All right, y'all. So we're going to get into something else right now. I just had to go over the Trump and why I think that we need National Guard. Hey, y'all know I don't watch myself.
Build a website you love
So y'all
with Wix. For your words, create your brand, your opportunity, your breakthrough. Feeling a vibe?
Okay, so here you are dealing with the grief of losing your daughter, and 2 months later, in November of 2022, the Shelby County grand jury indicted you on first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, and conspiracy charges. They claim that you were the organizer of young Dolph's murder. When you heard this, what went through your head?
I had to pinch myself. Yeah, I thought it was a dream because I knew that was just not true. And you know, when I actually heard about it, well, I didn't hear about it, I felt it. You know, I was leaving my home one day and they followed me and pulled up to the neighborhood car wash and just arrested me and told me I was indicted for murder. And so, you know, it was almost like a death blow considering that I just went through that situation with my daughter. I also had a brother of mine that died in a car wreck around that time, and my grandmother died. All of this happened in a 3 to 4 month span. And so, you know, I was devastated, to say the least, you know, and then to be taken away from my other kids for something that I didn't do, you know, it was just traumatizing.
Well, originally you had a lawyer.
I did.
But it didn't work out with that particular lawyer.
No, it didn't. And, you know, and this was an attorney that I've been dealing with since I was old enough to get in trouble. And we were very close, you know, and but this particular situation, you know, it was different, you know, and I started noticing some things that didn't seem right to me. So, you know, it was only so much I could say over the phone in jail because I knew my calls were being monitored. But I was calling home to my family and I was just stressing the fact that I needed another attorney, and not just any attorney. And at first, my family was dead set against me because they knew the relationship that I had with this particular attorney. And, you know, so when I started voicing the issues that I was having and finally convinced them that I needed another attorney or whatever, and so we started reaching out. I had 3 attorneys on my list that I wanted to reach out to, and Manny was one of them.
Right, Manny Aurora.
Manny Aurora, yes, sir.
Who is from Atlanta and has represented Lil Durk, Gucci Mane, Pac-Man Jones, and many others.
Correct, yes, sir.
Well, what everyone started saying when suddenly you had this high-powered attorney was, well, Yo Gotti's probably paying for this attorney.
That's not true. Yo Gotti or no one from CMG ever gave me a dime on my attorneys or anything related to this case. You know, actually, Manny came out of pocket himself after all of my resources and stuff were drained, you know, or whatever, because this was a very high profile case. And it took a lot, private investigators, not to mention the first attorney that I paid $25,000 to out of my pocket. And then, you know, fast forward to Manny Aurora. So when I got to Manny, you know, my resources were limited, you know, but he didn't hold that against me. When my resources ran out, he stuck with me. And, you know, we developed a bond, you know, and he could, like, right to this day, he might call me and we might be on FaceTime. I might be doing something he don't like. He might get on me, you know, and I just take it for what it is, you know.
All right, here we go.
All right, on to a little more serious news here. A well-known rapper with a big following on social media could be headed back to prison after he pleaded guilty to a gun charge in federal court today.
Boosie was arrested during a traffic stop here in San Diego 2 years ago. CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal joins us live downtown. Kelly, you were in the courtroom. You also spoke to Boosie. What can you tell us?
That's right. And his legal name is Torrance Hatch. Now, a lot of times defendants don't really want to talk to us if they're still going through court proceedings, but he was fine with it. He says he accepts responsibility for what happened and he's ready to move forward.
I want to put it behind me. I want to get it behind me and get on with my life. You know, it's a lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with and, you know, accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over it.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Just say a prayer for me. I just need prayer. I don't need nothing else. Yeah.
And his attorney provided us this video of him performing on stage. Now, Hatch, known as Boosie to his fans, now awaits sentencing. He's a father of 9 kids. His fiance was with him in court today. So some background on this case. It stems from a traffic stop in San Diego in May 2023. Hatch was arrested in Choias View after police found 2 guns inside a vehicle he was riding in. Now, the state charges were eventually dropped, but the feds then pursued a case against him because he was a convicted felon in possession of a firearm, which violates federal law. Now, the 42-year-old rapper announced earlier this month on social media that he was going to take a plea deal. And so this morning he went before a judge and entered that guilty plea. So here's what his defense attorney told me outside court.
I am optimistic for Mr. Hatch. He, as you just explained, wanted nothing more than to accept responsibility and put this behind him. And now it's my job to make sure that court understands the scope of the case and what the case is really about. And more importantly, all of the amazing things that Mr. Hatch has done for the community, continues to do, and the amazing things that he will do going forward.
And Hatch currently lives in Atlanta. Now he faces a maximum of 15 years behind bars. His defense attorney did not disclose any parts of the plea agreement or any details about it, but the judge made it very clear today, regardless of what's in that plea agreement, it is the sentencing judge who will have the final say. So the sentencing hearing is set for November 21st, which is just days after Hatch's birthday. Anna Carlo.
Kelly, one thing you mentioned is that state charges were dropped here and the feds picked up the case. What else can you tell us about how this case moved its way through the system?
Yeah, and there was a lot of back and forth, and some of that had to do with the fact that the U.S. Supreme Court recently made a decision basically stating that you cannot prevent people who were convicted of non-violent crimes of owning firearms. So at the end of the day, Hatch could have continued fighting this charge, but as you heard him say, he's ready to move on with his life. He does not want to continue for this to drag out in court.
Yeah, he wants to move on with his life and get back to work. It's holding him back, sounds like. Okay, thanks so much for that, Kelly. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, little Boosie, man. Probably get about 2 years or some shit. I don't think he gonna get that whole thing. Hell no. Smash that like button, man. Yeah, he probably did, Tommy. He probably worked out some type of deal. But shit, after today, be shit. Hey, I just want to say this for the people who I seen it. Somebody just had inbox me and asked me this question and say, Swipe, did you hear the Young Thug tape? Did you hear the Young Thug tape, Swipe? And woo woo. If that's Young Thug on that thing, man, then you got yourself gunner, man. At least Gunna did it in public. Shit. At least Gunna said yes in public. Shit. On everything. That's what I got to say today. Whoever just sent me that in my inbox. If you saying Gunna, you got to say Thug, man. They say that's what you got lawyers for. That's what Lil Durk said. Lil Durk said you supposed to go in that room and you ain't supposed to say nothing. That's what you got a lawyer for. I guess Young Thug, he get a pass since he the king slime. He get a pass, right? All right, okay. He the king of Atlanta, I forgot.
You got,
What's the one for?
just confirm all the information on there.
Is for robbery. Robbery?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's
Okay.
yeah, I just haven't checked her yet.
What's this pink paper? This court.
Just robbery,
Okay.
who, in Marietta? Probation.
Yeah.
I don't even go to Marietta.
I don't need something. Man, I wouldn't even know what to tell you about it. But once you get Marietta, I'm sure that it will explain a whole lot better.
Hey, Caleb B always in some shit, man. I thought this was old, man. This is it say 5/20/2025. See, hey, you have to start robbing people again. That's what. I kind of believe. I kind of believe what Ak was saying. You know how Ak said that. You know, Kayla B. She knew about it. The play. That's how she got the Range Rover. You see, that's karma. Even though Von evil, that's karma, man. Y'all help take out a motherfucker for y'all personal gain, man. Now motherfuckers back to robbing people. No, she be robbing people. She be stealing and everything. She a thief. Ain't no nigga just punch her. She a thief. We know her.
Okay.
This is crazy. Robbery on who?
That we don't know that. What's your birthday? How tall are you?
5'5".
How much do you know?
140.
You weigh 140? Not 104?
140 pounds. I've never been that small. Yeah, are y'all sure this me? I promise you, I don't even go to
Where were you born?
Chicago.
You have any other names?
No.
All your information that you just gave me matches what's on here.
Okay.
So it all matches up to me.
Okay.
So if it's wrong, then they'll let you go from up there.
Okay.
We got one more.
Okay, yes, sir.
He's been searched. He's got a transport belt on just like she does. So
Gotcha.
I'll bring him out.
Yes, sir.
So you have, okay. Appreciate you. Come on, man. Ask me to stay 1 second.
I can get a bag. Can you have 2 separate ones? Oh, yeah. No problem. You know what? You just hold this. I don't want to walk around. He knows. He's going to take care of it. Okay. Sí, put it down for you. Un momento.
Got it. I got you.
All right.
Spread your legs. There you go.
Okay.
It's not your vehicle.
No, it's with my property.
I got you.
So that person here?
No, she's not here. Come and get her car. Yeah, can I make I just want to leave.
Okay, so you need somebody to come pick up the car?
Yeah, and because she got to go get my son from school.
Okay, I got you. We'll get all that situated. We'll get outside. I got you.
So that person here?
No, she's not here.
Is your car in the parking lot?
Yeah, her car.
Did you give them the keys?
It's with my property.
Does this person have a spare key to your car?
No, it's her car. No.
Okay.
It's not your vehicle.
No.
Okay. And is the person accessible at this time?
To go get it? Yeah.
At this time, right now, right? Okay.
Yeah, right now.
We'll just leave the keys here.
Yeah, we're gonna call them first.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna notify them they gotta pick the vehicle up.
You want me to take the keys and put them at the front, or you want to do that? How you want to do it?
Not till we confirm she's gonna pick up the vehicle. And when we can confirm, we'll come back and bring you the keys.
Cool.
All right?
Thank you.
Just so you know, we'll take them to the pay window. So you just tell the person at the pay window.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. One second, we'll go right here. Excuse me.
We gotta walk back down here?
Yeah. All right, just keep straight. I got you.
Yeah.
Turn left. Oh, we got it. Keep going. We're going with these double doors right here. I got you. Oh. Slow down, brother. I'm going to this. My bad. We're going over here to this car right here. Yeah. Watch your step.
No, yeah. It's the reason I'm not in my problem.
Yeah, you good. See,
You have problem.
I got you. We'll go around. Jesus. Watch your step.
You y'all gonna make call?
Mm-hmm. There we go. Watch yourself. All right. It's not too tight, is it? All right.
All right.
Watch your feet. Was that radio? We got two in custody. So every second you get, I don't know if y'all the same way, but I don't feel the same way. But 425 already. I'm not checking custody this time. These are her phone. Okay. We got you. You just bring the whole bag for it. So you bring the whole bag for it. Yeah, okay, okay. All right, which phone? The pink one? All right. I can't. I might have to do it for you, but no, you can put the password in. It's cool. Hello, how are you? Okay, I might have to get. All right. I will. Auntie. Right here. All right.
You on speaker. You gotta come get your car because I had a warrant for robbery in Marietta.
What?
Crazy. Text my baby daddy and Kima. Text my baby daddy and tell him. I don't know, but grandbaby, he at the house.
Okay, I'm gonna have him send me the address of where I'm coming.
Where you got court at?
It's the Chamblee Police
It's
Department.
the Chamblee Police Department. They gonna have your key. Yeah, they gonna have your key at the front. And text Kima and tell her to get in contact with my lawyer, Scott.
Oh God. Okay.
This shit's annoying. Or if just ask TJ what's Scott's number. Like don't tell him my business. Like what's the lawyer Scott. She probably don't know. You probably gotta ask TJ.
Oh, you know, I can get it from nothing. I'm about to text her now.
He knows Scott's number. She knows Scott's number.
Yeah, you know that's our lawyer. That's a lawyer too.
Okay, bet. Well, they gonna have your key at the front, right? Where they gonna have it at?
Say it again.
The key.
Yeah, it's gonna be up there in the front.
It's gonna be at the front desk.
Hold on, one minute.
Why you on the phone now?
Who, Scott?
No, your baby daddy.
No, you can just text him and just tell him. He know, like.
What you want me to say to him?
Just tell him that I got arrested.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
You told you gonna have a bond?
We don't know none of that yet. I'm in the back of the. I got this. Not even the cab.
It's Marietta Cobb, so however they gonna do it. But excuse me, man. Are you gonna be able to come get the car?
Yeah, I'm about to get in the car.
324. Are you on the air? Okay.
I'm on my way.
All right.
I'm coming from Duluth, so
Okay, it's no problem. The car is
right
the
now.
car is up here. It's safe. It's in the parking lot of the police department. So once you get here, you just go through the front entrance where the courthouse is, and just give them the name of the person whose keys you're here for. Everybody's already clear.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. No español, señor. ¿Por qué? Un momento. Watch this.
You don't like that, so I don't want to email you.
I know why, because people keep wanting to come over here.
I don't want to email you. I didn't come like this.
Okay.
One of the people.
Absolutely. So this next time, make sure you're going around to the front, not the municipal courts. I'm trying to be helpful. My apologies. This is what happens. We try to help people. Okay.
Thank you. Have a good
No
day.
problem. You too.
No, I was.
This is cousin over.
Okay.
You good?
Oh.
I would see you.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and fill these out. We got time, or do you want me to wait?
Where'd you get those from?
Right here.
Oh, you went to Mama Long.
No, I didn't. I thought you pulled this stuff out for me.
I was.
Okay.
But I was trying to.
I didn't want to interrupt you. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
you
it was
said,
like,
I'm gonna take care of it. Like you can say, you know what, bro, I'm gonna drive it. Too busy. Come on, man. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and knock that out.
Can we?
Is somebody coming to pick up the car?
Yes, her auntie. She coming from Duluth, so I already told her. Yeah.
What's it? You know the auntie thing?
You said who? Talisa.
All right. So what should you do to confirm that?
probably run that car. Yeah.
You can find out what car it is, run the tag, you can run the 227.
Took
They
it.
need to put it in
Wow. Now, that's that BMW. That's your BMW down there?
It's the Benz.
Now, for sure.
Man, were you surprised? Like, that's some crazy shit, man. Like, how surprised were you when you heard that something that wild had happened? Like,
I mean,
you know,
of course, you know, a motherfucker was thinking in their head, like, nah, this can't be true, or nah, this ain't real, because, you know what I'm saying, all the times that I chopped it up with him, you know what I'm saying, he seemed like an understanding person, like, oh, I love her, I never heard her, this is my wife, you know what I'm saying, da-da-da-da. Seemed like a good dude, you feel me? But, you know, feelings and emotions get involved, you feel me? And that shit happened, but I was shocked at that shit. He a street nigga. I didn't think he was gonna go outside like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, bro. Like I told you, people go through shit every day, bro. You feel me? Like, we all know, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the dude, shit was crazy, bro.
yeah, man, that's a wild story, man. A very unfortunate situation. You know, this happens, and you know, do people start? You know, what's the reaction from everybody? Like, are you seeing people say free him off the bat? You know, when did all this free him
you
stuff start?
You gotta understand, folks. I barely used to hear people say free him. You know what I'm saying? And for the that did say free him, I never seen those got around those, because I'd have smacked the shit out of one of them for one. Motherfucker got punched up, beat up, all type of shit, gang. You feel me? Like, you feel me? Vaughn was one of the first that DM'd me. RP King Vaughn. He was one of the first niggas that DM'd me about putting Bite Down name in a song. You know what I'm saying? But I told him, like, you feel me? It is what it is. Shorty ass come home, we nailing his ass, you know? So me and Vaughn, we had a relationship over that, because he was on some free his homie type shit. He don't care what he did. And I was on some, this my family. You feel me? So if you on some free him shit, we can't even see eye to eye. It's gonna always, you feel me, be some shit between us, you feel me? And that's what it was, you feel me? He understand, but he don't know my people. So he probably don't have no feelings, no emotions towards that situation. All he knows is he want his homie free, who he got history with, memories with. You know what I'm saying? So I understand where he coming from, but I wasn't going for none of that shit at all. So that's why me and Vaughn relationship was up at. And then all these other just, I was on the internet on live, and I said, any guy cat saying free Bite Down is up. You get what I'm saying? And all the 600, I talked to them on the phone. They like, oh, bro, you know we can't look goofy over the internet, or we can't let it seem like we getting bitched over the internet. That's how I know you really a bitch. You really a hoe. You really a goofy. You want me to tell you why? Because a female got killed in this situation. A female and her baby got killed in this situation. You feel me? So it's like, how can you feel like you getting bitched or a hoe that killed his baby, killed his baby mama, and they family feel away, which is us. We feel away, and we voicing our opinion. You feel me? As real stand up, like, don't promote that shit. You know what I'm saying? And y'all feel like y'all gotta promote it because y'all say y'all don't want to feel like y'all getting bitched. That's crazy to me. You feel me? When I see a motherfucker, they gonna get bitched for real though.
Quite a few people. It was like a snowball effect, you know. I think M Thing, Mimo, Cap Fuck 12, 600 Manny Tay. You know, it was kind of
And
like,
then you know what's fucked. You know what?
more names
You know
too.
what's up though? I was disappointed at the Tay 600, cause Tay 600, we from the low end together. That's like real family, like his real ties, like with his family and my family and like all type of shit. You get what I'm saying? And for him to go up there and post free bite down was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? When my cousin seen him, Tay said, I don't got shit to do with that. I respect how y'all feel. I respect everything. But then go on the internet and do that. And then to say, oh, we did that because we ain't trying to seem like no hoes on the internet. That's pussy shit. You know who you is in real life. You get what I'm saying? You ain't got to do that, bro. And you should be telling your homie them, no, don't do that, bro. They just grieving. They going through what they going through. Don't do that, bro. Don't post that shit, for let him be. You know what I'm saying? But it was on some clout mama shit. You know? It's going to be what it's going to be, though.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming.
Hola, este es Daniel y esa es la razón por qué he elegido Vato. Estoy planeando el futuro que quiero para mí.
Police not be that motherfucker.
So when I got up with you before, we had spoke about like a story about Dirk. You did a song with E-Day, then you didn't want to do the video or something like that unless E-Day signed a bogus deal with him or whatever. Yeah.
Nobody wins when the family feels. Big one. I ain't tripping on what you do, girl. Do your big one. Cause when I fall off in the club, I'm trying. What was the warrant for?
You got to ask the DEA. We're just here to pick him up on their behalf.
So he doesn't get to know what he's being taken to jail for?
Yeah, he does. We just don't.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any of the papers or like any of the information about the warrant?
It's for drug and weapons charges.
Drug and weapon charges? Okay. Hey, Outlaw, man, you can make sure you get my juror.
You feel that heat coming through?
Yeah, I feel it. Hey, Outlaw, they got these handcuffs, but they got these motherfuckers so tight.
Yeah, I'll come look here. I'm gonna change out the cuffs too, because those are very comfortable.
Yeah, they got these motherfuckers super tight. I'm gonna have a bond on that. You wanna know what I'm charged with?
It's a federal charge.
Federal charge? No, some shit. Try to call Tati or whatever.
It's probably because we'll transport you over to the marshal's office.
Yeah.
And we'll take custody of you.
Yeah.
Might take you to the federal jail.
Yeah. So it's a federal charge? Yeah, I can't make a call my girl?
Yeah, no, you're good.
I just want to tell her one thing. Like, I can call her.
Hang on for now.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna just tell her one thing. Like, they don't get arrested. I need you to come up here ASAP. I don't need to call. I just need to call my girl. She pregnant. She ain't even up here. She in Miami.
When it comes to this rap game, the streets don't forget, and the feds definitely don't forgive. And right now, that's the exact position the Tallahassee rapper Boston Richie is in. Once signed to Future, his career looked like it was about to take off. But instead, his name started ringing in the streets for a whole different reason. Paperwork. Allegations came out claiming that Richie was telling. And whether you believe it or not, once that jacket get thrown on you, in this culture, this is something you just can't shake off. But things don't stop there. While already fighting for 2 separate federal cases, Boston found himself in Texas, caught up in an altercation with his then girlfriend, who some even say was underage at the time he linked up with her. And when she called the police, some say she knew exactly what she was doing. Boston was on pre-trial release, which we'll later discuss. So just that one phone call was enough to send him straight back to jail. And he ended up sitting for months, locked down, while his team was still trying to fight the feds in court. And maybe they still are. And here's the twist. Against the odds, Boston Richie actually beat both of his federal cases. Recently, he was released from jail. Don't get it twisted. It's not a full win. His freedom still comes with conditions, restrictions, and that's still on him from the feds. So the question is Richie really free? Or is this just another chapter in a fight that's far from over? Today we go over his story, his recent indictment, how he beat the feds, and where he stands today. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Before all the controversy, Boston Richie, real name Jalen Foster, was just another hungry rapper out of Tallahassee. He dropped his first major song, Keep Dissing, in 2021, and immediately started making noise in Florida. His melodic flow mixed with street grit made him stand out. Tracks like Bullseye and Public Housing pushed his buzz even further. And before long, he wasn't just a local name anymore.
This shit since I was a kid, all this shit I did. All my assholes still ain't on shit. Keep them out my midst, I eat it all, only when she tilts it.
Boston Richie dropped his first project, Public Housing, with Future himself featured on it. At the moment, the industry believed Boston Richie could be the next big star of the South. But the rise came with the dark shadow. In late 2022, going into 2023, paperwork began circulating online, linking Boston Richie to multiple cases, including the 2013 Grand Theft Auto and the 2020 murder investigation. The documents claimed he gave statements to law enforcement. Rappers, bloggers, and platforms like 1090J broke down the paperwork which labeled Boston Richie as a snitch and cooperating witness 3. 1090J also dropped an almost 1 hour full interrogation for one of those cases. Check out a clip.
Tell me about your relationship.
That's the dude, they say, that's the dude from D-Block, they're like.
What do you know his name is?
Weed. Yeah, man.
Alright.
Yeah, he was just like, from your side of town, he put out no gun, but he was holding on to a pen, like, they like, bro, you know how them niggas, this, that, little junk like that. I'm like, bro, the dude they said did it, I seen Slug with him, they were smoking L's together or whatever. The dude, they said it was a dude named Jarrell. The reason we know they hang, because Eddie gave him, his mama gave him, and the nigga Jarrell gave him, so I know for a fact they hang. All right, I don't know if he got a tattoo on his baby. I know he got some tattoos on his arm though. Y'all can't bring no picture? Okay.
Yeah, I'll work on it. Give me a minute.
That's him.
And at that point, even if Boston Richie denied it, in the streets once that title sticks, it's almost impossible to shake off. Fans debated, rappers distanced themselves, and the talk around Boston Richie became less about his music and more about whether he could still be respected. That quote-unquote snitch jacket was the heaviest blow to his career yet, but then he decided to start making music strictly for women. Some say trick music. He had a charting hit in a track titled Save Me that managed to get a feature on a remix from Glorilla. And even with this CEO Future distancing himself during this time after the snitching allegations, Boston Richie felt like he revived his career, in which he possibly did.
Trying to get my life together, leave these hoes alone. Pray to God I can leave the streets, this bag of shit get more than old.
What for you, man, like talk about just like one, you've had like this interesting journey, your career, because you've had like the internet has made up narratives about you and whether or not like, you know, they've affected your trajectory in your career or not, but I feel like it's been dope to just see you kind of just keep working and like catch this record. For you, was there ever a point in time in the last couple of years where you just kind of felt like the industry was against you, or you kind of felt like, man, fuck this shit?
Yeah, I like shit. Them just like natural feelings. Like I don't felt that before. Like, wow, I've been like, man, fuck all this shit. But it's like shit. Me quitting and me giving up on something that I love to do and that I'm better than me is like, it ain't doing nothing for me. Like I don't get nowhere by quitting, you get what I'm saying? But I do get everything I need by going through something and persevering, like, and winning through the situation, you get what I'm saying? So that's why I win at, with like never quitting or never showing nobody no signs of slowing up, you know what I'm saying?
Is it hard like to like try to ignore the internet?
At first,
do you learn like, man, fuck
at
this.
first it was, but now like I don't learn the game, like, and it ain't really none of me. Like I can't let nobody I don't know like make me feel mad about something they don't know about, you know what I'm saying?
100%, man.
Right.
Then came the Texas incident, April of 2025. Boston Richie was already on pretrial release, which we'll later talk about in his indictment for his federal cases, when he got into it with his girlfriend. Now, some say she was underage at the time when messing with Boston Richie, which only add fuel to the story. During the altercation, she picked up the phone and called the police. Boston Richie was still fighting his federal charges. That call wasn't just about a domestic dispute. It was a violation of his bond. In an instant, he went from being on the streets to sitting back in a cell. Now, before we go over that indictment, video footage from that alleged incident has surfaced online. Check it out.
Oh, what the hell, Burton? That's Shorty?
Yes, it is Shorty.
That's a little young joint?
This Tatiana girl? Yes. Ooh, don't get clipped. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, what the hell, Burton? What the hell, on? What the hell?
Oh.
No.
Now, so we all clear on the time frame. This all started on November 7th, 2023. A Northern District of Florida grand jury had returned a multi-count indictment charging Boston Richie and his co-defendants with conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute 100 kilograms or more of Mary Jane. Boston Richie was also charged with federal firearm offenses. But then on February 2nd, 2024, Boston Richie appeared before a judge for an initial appearance. And at that time, he was arraigned and released from custody. Since February 2nd, 2024, Boston Richie has remained on pretrial release and has complied with all the terms and conditions of his pretrial release. And as mentioned, on or around March 30th, 2025, Boston Richie had an encounter with his ex-girlfriend while at a pool party he had sponsored in Houston, Texas. Now, Boston Richie wasn't arrested at that time and was allowed to return to Florida after police questioned him. It was also worth noting that Mr. Foster was cooperating with police during that said police encounter. Later that day, Boston Richie contacted his pretrial service officer, Lamar Walker, and advised him about the encounter with his girlfriend and law enforcement officials there in Houston. I'm sure a rep told him what to say via his phone. But Boston Richie wrote, "Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Walker. I was texting you to let you know I had run-ins with the police. The situation happened yesterday, well, earlier this morning after my show, with the girl I've been in a relationship with. We've been having problems. I had broke up with her around my B-Day time, and ever since then, stuff been going downhill. She ended up coming to Houston because she found out she was pregnant. We had just been arguing on and off all night, and the police got involved. I didn't put my hands on her or anything, but things got heated and police ended up being called. I didn't get took to jail or anything. It was her word against mine. And she just been emotional, acting historical, doing anything for attention. And this was a couple of hours ago in Houston." Lamar responded, "Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate the heads up." He then went on the road. "What did she allege you did?" Now, excuse his grammar, but Boston Richie responded, "She alleged that I put my hands on her, but she went back and the story changed. And they said they wasn't going to do anything about it." And then Boston Richie also responded, "Good afternoon, Mr. Walker. Just letting you know that they put out a warrant in Houston for my arrest for the situation I already told you about. I obtained a lawyer out of Texas, and the judge scheduled me a walkthrough. Paid, and I'm waiting to give them a time and date where it can get handled. My lawyer is talking directly with the judge. On another note, my ex has been in contact with my mom and supposed to be going to the state attorney to do an affidavit to drop the charges, because she said she was emotional from the breakup and blew everything out of proportion, and she ready to go there as soon as tomorrow. I just found out all of this not too long ago, so I'm updating you on everything." He provided his attorney information and said, "This is my new lawyer number. She got it set up where I do a walkthrough Wednesday at 9 a.m. in Houston, as if right now I don't have to be dressed out or booked or nothing, but you can give her a call and she will answer anything for you. Or I can have her contact you and keep you updated with information as it comes." Once again, excuse Boston Richie grammar, but he then responded, "Mr. Walker, they end up letting me do a walkthrough, as I said a few days ago. I didn't have to jail. Do the jail get booked in or nothing like that? They put me on a leg monitor until I go back to court in June. I can get it took off, I guess. They just did it because my girlfriend. They don't want us near each other. What is the name of the officer who you have to report to in Texas? Also, where are you currently? Sorry about that, but honestly, I saw assistant officer, the main lady. I don't know her name, and they got me where I don't have to report in either." And then Boston Richie wrote, "Hey, Mr. Walker, do you know if I have an active warrant in Tallahassee? I'm an artist. I don't have any plans of running or trying to flee. If I have a warrant, I will surrender myself with no problem." Now, to give clarity, April 8th, 2025, unbeknownst to Boston Richie, a federal warrant was issued for his arrest for violating the terms and conditions of his pretrial release. Despite the continuous and numerous contacts that Boston Richie had with various pretrial service officers while on pretrial release, not a single officer called him and advised him there was a federal warrant for his arrest. The next day, April 9th, 2025, Boston Richie turned himself in to Texas authorities and was granted a bond in the amount of $5,000. He was also required to submit a GPS monitor device while on bond. On April 14, 2025, Boston Richie appeared before a judge for the hearing on the warrant and the government oral motion for detention. At the conclusion of the hearing, the judge ordered that Boston Richie be detained pending trial. In doing so, the judge found that there was probable cause that Boston Richie's most recent arrest based in Texas. The judge also found that Boston Richie violated the terms and conditions of his pretrial release by failing to get permission to travel out of state. At the conclusion of the hearing, the judge concluded that there was no condition or combination of conditions that will reasonably assure Boston Richie appearance and or the safety of the community. So for 4 months, Boston Richie had to sit down incarcerated for his fair case. and trial took place 8/14/2025. Now here's the thing, Boston Richie didn't technically beat the feds twice. He was only found not guilty on the firearm charges. The jury couldn't reach a verdict on the drug conspiracy, so the feds gonna retry him for that. They have a right to. He wasn't found not guilty, but a judge decided to let him out on pre-trial release, the same stipulation that he had previously before. He have a curfew. He restricted to stay at his residence every day from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. He also have to submit the location monitoring as directed by the pretrial service officer and supervising officer and comply with all the program requirements and instructions provided, including obtaining prior authorization from the pretrial services office or supervising officer for any alteration of this schedule or travel restrictions. And that was done on August 25th, 2025. Shortly after, a video surfaced of Boston Richie walking out those gates.
Oh shit. They got one more like a dance coming up out of there. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, back to what's up, baby. Hey, they thought we were gonna come up out that hole, man. They thought we were gonna come up out that hole, man. Them bitches came, man.
So here we are today. Boston Richie is out of jail, but not out of the fight. He's free enough to move around, but not free enough to move how he wants. His music career is still shadowed by the paperwork talk. His credibility is questioned every time his name comes up. And with his legal battles fresh behind him, he's walking on thin ice. One slip, one wrong move, and the feds can put him right back where he just came from. Boston Richie's story is the perfect example of how fast things can flip in this game. 1 minute you standing next to Future ready to blow, pause, and the next your name is tied to allegations. Your freedom is on the line and your career is fighting to survive. He may have walked out of jail, but his fight isn't over. In this culture, sometimes a win isn't really a win. It's just the beginning of the next battle. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Nobody wins when the family feels. But my
Stay right there. Walk back here up. I can't walk help me.
First nigga mugging this bitch getting sent up. I don't know why the fuck a nigga look. Promoter said we can't get in with them blitzers. I don't know.
They said that somebody pissed on at the grave side.
Yeah, me.
That was you.
Well, you filmed that video in front of the grave, and then I seen the grave was blurred out.
Him and all the set.
And so you don't feel like that's taking a little too far, going to the grave side?
Nah, when it's deep, it can only get deeper.
I think the sister, she was on there saying like, y'all come back here, come do it again.
But look, this the crazy thing though. Look, my brother, Kuz, he in jail right now. He had already pissed on him. She went up there after he pissed. But it was the second time.
Fam, God really do work in mysterious ways. Man, life will come at you fast. Just 4 months ago, we covered a Texas drill rapper who went by the name of FBG Murder. And the crazy part, as we mentioned in that video, as we discussed the Texas drill scene, he made his name after his ops, carrying the same initials as them, like it was one big tump from the jump. Now, mind you, this the same dude who went viral for pissing on his enemy grave, filming it, and even bragging about it in the interview, which we'll later play. Shortly after, his opposition went viral for getting his homie deceased mom tattooed on his hand. But all this come after this rapper, who we'll later discuss, had decided to push things even further, doing a music video while pissing on the grave, and even laughing about it. And as mentioned, the link will be in the bio. But just 4 months later, life spun the block. That same man who was out here laughing at somebody else's pain is now the one that's caught on camera begging for his life after being shot. And this time it wasn't by his enemy. It was for self-defense. You see, a lot of these rappers think they putting the pressure on, trying to intimidate. But the truth is, more and more people out here are legally armed, especially business owners. And they're not playing. Like they say, ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun. More often than not, these intimidation tactics backfire. And the one who thought he was the hunter ended up being the prey. And that's exactly what we saw here. Within the last 24 hours, a video surfaced, which we'll later check out via YouTube guidelines. It was a video of FBG murder laid out on the ground, begging for help after being shot by a local business owner. So today, we're going to break down exactly what happened. Who is FBG murder? Revisit the first incident at the grave, and then talk about the latest shooting and where the drill culture in Texas stands today in 2025. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Fan meet Cato Rivers, 21 years old, from Dallas, Texas. He rep OTS, but his name is FBG Murder, as far as his rap name. And the FBG, well, that's his enemy's name. OTS stands for Only the Sacks. FBG stands for Free Bird Gang. As mentioned in the previous video, this is a man who once pissed on his enemy grave and even went on No Jumper via interview to double down on the situation.
Play with that money, boy. I put a lot of Chicago shit. So when I see your name, I'm like, FBG Murder. Everybody be thinking that you from FBG from Chicago.
Nah, we not from 63rd. Everybody be thinking that.
What I had seen that tripped me out though, cause like I thought your clip was called FBG. I didn't even name your clip. That's the ops.
When you build shit, like when you build something, like you build shit, like that's your shit for real. Like so, I just made myself FBG. Like I'm FBG, and I know like when you say FBG, I don't think of mine. I think of FBG Murder.
That's the greatest disrespect ever. Yeah.
We do a lot of Chicago shit. They be mad at the FBG. I don't know exactly who the ops are on your side or whatever. I just know they name FBG. They said that somebody pissed on at the grave side.
Yeah, me.
That was you.
Well, you filmed that video in front of the grave, and then I seen the grave was blurred out.
Him and all the set.
And so you don't feel like that's taking a little too far, going to the grave side?
Nah, when it's deep, it can only get deeper.
I think the sister, she was on there saying like, y'all come back here, come do it again.
But look, this the crazy thing though. Look, my brother, Kuz, he in jail right now. He had already pissed on him. She went up there after he pissed. But it was the second time.
Yeah, so y'all back to back piss on the dude.
Yeah, back to back. He doing
had flashed out on a local business owner who in return shot you in the process. August 26, 2025 at around 2:30 p.m. on a 1000 block of East Irvin Boulevard, Irvin police said a shooting happened. Investigators believe 21-year-old FBG Murder and his friend 21-year-old Elijah Jacob got into an argument with the business owners, and there was a physical altercation in return. FBG Murder and Elijah allegedly entered a restricted area of the muffler shop. When they was asked to leave, they became aggressive and pulled out firearms, and then a struggle ensued. Now, the shop was called Zach's Muffler, a business with 4.2 stars and over 100 comments on Google. Now, after altercation ensued, one of the employees ended up being dragged by the car that the two suspects were in. Sources to the scene say that's because Rivers and Jacobs tried to flee, and one of the employees had jumped on the vehicle to try to stop him. There was also a girl who was driving the vehicle, but that didn't come until after FBG Murder was allegedly shot by one of the employees after the altercation. Check out the scene.
I can't walk, help me. My partner. Hey, where's the gun? Where's the gun? Turn around.
Yeah, that nigga shot. That nigga shot.
Go to your left.
Or just can't tell me too. I have nowhere to go. I'm trying to.
He's already shot.
Are you?
The dude's already shot. Look. Yeah. I had to be chasing him or something.
Oh. Shit.
One side. One side.
I thought they were gonna fuck with me. I learned to put my car, take my car fixed. It's my mechanic shop. Don't worry.
No, Rivers was taken to the hospital, as you just saw. Jacobs was booked into a jail for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Rivers is facing the same charge and will be booked into a jail once he is medically cleared, according to local authorities. Now, at the time, Rivers' condition is unknown. It's not clear how serious his injuries are. Police have not said who fired the shot that struck Rivers. Now, in this video, we didn't really talk about FBG Murder Crew and its history, because we did that in a previous video released 4 months ago. As mentioned, I'll leave the link in the bio. But let's be real right now. He made his name off disrespect, even naming himself after his ops. He pissed on graves, dissed mothers, and laughed at the pain of others. But just months later, he was the one on camera fighting for his life. And it goes back to what I always say, clout fades, but consequences don't. You can laugh at somebody else's pain, but sooner or later, life gonna test you. Rest assured. The streets don't forget. Sometimes God reminds you quicker than you think. Fam, this was the story of a local rapper who right now is fighting for his life after being shot by a civilian. Not his enemy, a civilian who's apparently registered to carry because his information has been withheld from local authorities just months after he making diss tracks, but also pissed on his enemy grave. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And till then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Look, I'm not.
Hey, shout out to the family, man. Hey, but you ain't had to put that shit on that, man. You could have left the grave shit up out of that, man. For real, brother. Man. Crazy, brother. You put up in that twice. You made sure we seen the first time, pal. No, but shout out to family, man. I'm pretty sure he don't mean no harm, but yeah, we done seen it one too many times, brother. All right. Let me see what my homie uncle got locked up for. Hold on. I gotta pull this shit up. Hold on. Oh, let me play this too. This crazy right here.
Several Chicago police officers were hurt in a chaotic scene as they responded to a freight train heist on the city's south side early this morning.
Police say there was an exchange of gunfire, but none of the officers was shot. WGN's Julian Cruz is joining us now live with more. Julian.
Lourdes and Ben, a fleeing suspect taken into custody. Police say no life-threatening injuries for him or the officer, and nobody struck by gunfire, though an occupant in one of the burglary suspect's vehicles said to have fallen out of the vehicle, at last report listed in critical condition. In total, 2 burglary suspects arrested, and the officers who discharged their weapons as a matter of routine placed on a 30-day administrative leave.
They heard a lot of shots. They told me it was more than a dozen.
Dimitri Ware's family hearing the gunfire just blocks from their home at 58th and Princeton after Chicago police say they caught multiple burglary suspects just before 5 o'clock this morning, allegedly removing valuables from a nearby train car. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability, or COPA for short, investigating the police response to the alleged burglary and what happened afterwards. According to initial reports, CPD opening fire on a fleeing burglary suspect after he rammed his car into an officer on foot in the alleyway on the 300 block of West 58th Street. Nobody struck by gunfire and nobody seriously hurt, according to News Affairs, but a second vehicle fleeing the scene allegedly with another burglary suspect behind the wheel and an occupant. Officers quickly locating the getaway vehicle in the 7100 block of South Yale, investigators say, attempting a traffic stop, but not before the driver allegedly struck 2 squad cars in his effort to get away, the 30-year-old male occupant falling out of the moving vehicle, possibly a white van. The unoccupied van soon recovered on the Dan Ryan near 75th Street. A second suspect, detectives say, later taken into custody. Now, 2 of the officers having to go for treatment at the hospital, but they were listed in good condition. We'll have more details coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Julian Cruz, WGN News.
All right, Julian, thank you.
Right?
Window.
Right, this is for Byron Edwards.
Yes, ma'am. What's up, boss? Vice Insurance. My name's Officer Rodriguez, Chicago Police Department. You just pulled me over. You took the red light on 87 and St. Lawrence, going westbound. All right. Okay. You call Francisco and tell him to get over here because he's not going to. I feel like he might fight.
Can you guys come to our stop? Because this guy might not go easily. He's a warrant.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, boss. You're going to step out for me really quick, all right? I'll explain everything out here. Yeah. All right, you want to end the charge, bro? Come on. Come on, man. Just step out for me really quick.
I'm not going to do that, sir. You can go the way, sir. I stopped for you. You said I ran a red light.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
At the red light.
No, you didn't.
Go away, sir, bro. You better come back in.
He rolled the window up.
So,
I got you. Yeah, you?
Is there a name for it? Armando. No, I know.
618. You're off. Sorry, get over here.
Sergeant also, David 85 for
Hey, how's it going, boss?
What's going on, boy? You reach out to the local hospital.
I don't know, it's under here.
There is a stop 6 under your car. Gives a warrant. We told him what it's for. He doesn't believe he has a warrant. We told him he wants to talk to you. We told him to get out of the car. He doesn't want to get out of the car. He wants to talk to you. So
Start.
you got the stop 6.
The camera's recording, so you know. I'm Sergeant Brown. They called me over here. What do you have to say, man?
I don't know what the mix-up is about.
Okay.
I don't have any open cases.
Okay.
I don't have any open cases. Period. So what he's telling me that I resisted
Henry 151-519. 151-519 that he been in 14795.
None of that.
Because guess what? I have no open cases, Sarge. None. And I told him out of my mouth, I'll follow you to the station. You want to take me in? I'll drive to the station for you to take me in. There's no problem.
Okay, that's the suburbs. We don't do that here.
And again,
let me explain something to you. I'll let you talk. Okay, I'm in the station, and I hear them run your name over the radio as well. The dispatcher said you're wanted. They got to figure things out.
For what reason?
They got to figure things. I don't know what you're running for.
I get to get them in my ID. Are they typing in the right name?
Yeah, step out of the car so they can figure things out.
No.
Okay, let me explain this to you.
I had a traffic stop.
Explain this to you.
I gave him
If
my
you
license,
take off, your car's.
I'm not trying to take off.
Listen.
I took the key. Look, Sarge.
Okay,
He's right here.
I'll let you talk, right?
I took the key out.
I'll let you talk. I'm talking now. If you take off, your car is going to be disabled anyhow.
Hello.
Let them investigate this stuff, and we can move on. Okay?
I just said it again.
And I'm telling you, I'm on scene now. Step out and cooperate. It's very simple.
Sarge, I got you.
Step out, man.
Can I answer my phone, please?
Step out the car and answer it.
I got you. Hello.
Let me give it a few seconds.
They telling me I got a warrant for some shit. I don't know.
And let them know the sergeant is here. Step out.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. Sarge, can I leave my car here so someone?
Well, step out. Step out. Right? Step out. You're delaying this stuff. Step out. You got 30 seconds to step out. You got 30 seconds to step out.
Okay, Sarge.
30, 29. I'm gonna count down for you. That's it. 30, 29, 28. Key. Break it.
What are you doing? You put the key in the ignition. Unlock the door now. Unlock it.
Stop playing games. Step out. I told your ass, okay? You get
no problem.
Step your ass out. You don't play games with
There's no problem. There's no problem. There's no problem. There's no problem, sir.
I asked you nice, and they asked you nice.
I was getting out of my car.
You're not listening. All right?
I did listen.
No,
I said I'm getting out of my car.
You're more than accommodating.
Man, y'all wrong, bro.
No, you're wrong. But I'm getting a grown ass man and listening.
I did listen.
Give me your key. Immediate.
What? What do you need my key for?
We're bringing the car with us. Open your hand up.
Why you gonna break my hand up?
You're gonna resisting charge
I'm
already.
not resisting.
Open your hand up.
Got it.
Sarge, what the problem is, bro?
The problem is you don't know how to listen. That's the problem. That's problem number one. You don't know how to listen.
I've been listening since I've been here.
So you act like you got some problems going on with you.
Bro, I already told you I don't have no weapons, bro.
Good. I don't know what it's right here. Hit scale on him. I'm good. I don't know what's in here, but oh, more. Yeah, you hit the lotto on that one. Couple pounds. Yeah.
How many now?
Dude, it's been a while, man. That was it's been like 2 months. I was telling him too. I was like, man, I'm due for one. Go ahead, let's go through it. Any more? Keep going through it.
Keep going through it.
Yeah, I tried opening that door.
Okay.
Hey.
Dude, you put this in the cup holder right there. We'll inventory that.
Okay.
Go through it more in that station. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I just saw them. Yep. Good laugh. Okay, we all know. That's that bag.
Is there a key thing or no?
No.
Okay, here, he's definitely stuck. Sunroof works. Sunroof works.
All right, well, just start throwing the bags to Frasco. Yeah. You put it by the bag. Close. I'm interested.
There's a female black guitar that is supposed to listen to the collar wrist, and it's right over the alarm went off.
Oh, you're good.
There's something in the vest. Oh, it was a CD. It's a CD.
Got that? Can you help out?
No.
Good. Parkour.
This is a kid's gun with his vest on, so I can't get little.
Baggies, we see.
431 for information. So, you find out the code and you can verify the number right now.
This popped really. You try this one?
There's a couple of things that have popped open.
Yeah,
so
this one is really easy.
Yeah, it's
Now to a story that captured international attention. A Wisconsin kayaker who allegedly faked his own death and fled the country has now learned his fate. This afternoon, Ryan Boardwart appeared in court in Green Lake County pleading no contest. Montse Racosa is there with the new details tonight. Montse.
It was last August that Ryan Boardwart was reported missing, and that's when a weeks-long search was underway, only to discover that he had actually fled to the other side of the world. In court today, the judge ordered he spend the same amount of time behind bars that he had misled police, 89 days.
The defendant did not count on the determination and dedication of our law enforcement.
Boardwart reportedly gave authorities this timeline. He paddled a kayak to the middle of Green Lake the night of August 11th. It's then that he says he overturned the kayak, tossing his phone, wallet, and fishing gear. Paddling back to the shore in an inflatable raft, he then rode through the night to Madison on an electric bike he had stashed near the shore. He took a bus to Detroit, went through Canada, flying from Toronto to Paris, and eventually to the country of Georgia to be with a woman he met online. For 54 days, volunteers and professionals searched the lake by water, air, and land, but there was no sign of a body after months and miles of searching. Nearly 2 months after Boardwart went missing, investigators discovered his passport had been checked at the Canadian border just 2 days after he supposedly drowned. Boardwart was charged with obstructing an officer, allegedly planting false evidence. In court today, Boardwart only had this to say.
I deeply regret the actions that I did that night and all the pain that I caused my family and friends.
We heard several times in court today that Boardwart's disappearance was an misuse of resources from both the state and local levels, as well as volunteers. The Wisconsin County, Green Lake County Sheriff's Office, rather, as well as the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, spent an approximate $51,000 trying to find him. Borgwart was ordered to pay back $30,000, which he did last week, and that's in addition to his 89 days behind bars. In Green Lake County, I'm Monterrico.
The General gives you a break to keep you covered. Yeah, whether it's on your car insurance.
We're coming back on the air with breaking news out of Minneapolis. Police and the mayor holding a news conference on a shooting that unfolded this morning at a Minneapolis church, Annunciation Church, also a school, pre-K to 8th grade. Let's listen in to Mayor Jacob Fry.
But to everybody out there, do not think.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft, and our continuing coverage of this shooting outside of a church, the shooting into the church there from outside by this gunman who died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, injuring at least 19 people, killing 2 children, injuring with gunshot wounds another 14 children and 3 adults. Thankfully, those 14 children who are injured, they're going to be okay. They're going to survive. But this community now irreparably damaged and changed from such an unspeakable tragedy here. So we still have some of these vigils. This one in the gymnasium there at Holy Angels just wrapped up. We also have another one going on live now in Lyndhurst Park. And you can see people lighting candles. It looks to be on a kind of baseball diamond there in the park for the Annunciation shooting. So in the meantime, we're going to keep some of these live pictures up, but we're going to bring into the conversation, like we promised, more and more expertise, especially when it comes to law enforcement and the response and the investigation, including our friend David Katz, who joins me. David, we always have to speak on these.
I have a couple observations. If this is already posted on social media, we know with certainty that social media sites have the ability to screen content. We've seen that in elections before, haven't we? I don't understand why the screening process can't pick up something like this, where someone is not only spewing this psychotic, violent, vicious rhetoric, but is toying with firearms, is manipulating ammunition, and they do nothing. They don't pick up a phone and call the FBI or local law enforcement. That is outrageous.
Okay. David, I want to put this up. Reporting from our colleague Brooke Taylor at Fox, confirmed by our Fox 9 team as well in Minneapolis. Much has been said about the shooter's identity or chosen identity. Brooke Taylor says sources confirming to Fox the shooter has been identified, 23-year-old Robin Westman, according to court documents. At 17 years old, Robert Westman formerly had his legal name changed to Robin because documents state the minor child identifies as female and wants her name to reflect the identification. The application for a name change of a minor was filed by the mother, and a court granted the request in 2020. Now, we know that the mother was formerly employed with the school. That was confirmed by Fox 9 Minneapolis. What will investigators use here to determine a possible link to a motive, if any?
I mean, look, I'm not a expert in psychology. I am aware that transsexuals have a very, very high rate of suicide. I think it's upwards of 40%. So I'm sure the existence of mental health treatment or what was going on in this person's life is going to be scrutinized. Certainly.
Man, one of them pastors been touching on them, man. That motherfucker ain't just going no church and shoot it up. The pastor been abusing them, man. The pastor did it, man. The motherfucking churches, man, the pastors be weird as hell on everything. They ain't got no hoes. No hoes at all.
Breaking news is first at 10 tonight. A top official with Shelby County government and his wife are under arrest, facing a 12-count indictment on charges from computer crimes to theft of property. DeAndre Brown is also a Memphis pastor. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg is off tonight. A grand jury returned the indictment today. Brown is the executive director of the Shelby County Office of Reentry, which helps men and women who were convicted of crimes with resources and finding work. He started an organization called Lifeline for Success 16 years ago after he served more than 2 years in prison after he pled guilty to theft charges. Brown was pardoned by Governor Lee for those crimes. Shelby County says Brown has been suspended without pay but cannot comment on the investigation. His wife, Vanessa, is also charged with the same 12 counts of the indictment. Brown is charged with 5 counts of property theft, 3 of them over $250,000, 4 counts of computer crimes, 2 counts of money laundering, and 1 count of official misconduct. He's being held on a $1.1 million bond.
Yeah, that motherfucker been damn. He been stealing like a motherfucker. I thought white collar crimes wasn't shit. They made this shit 1.1.
With Liberty Mutual, you can customize your car insurance to save hundreds.
And we're following breaking news out of Durham. FBI agents arrested one of 2 self-proclaimed religious leaders they say are tied to a human trafficking ring.
CBS 17's Ben Boken is live for us tonight at the scene of where this all took place. And where did all of this happen?
Yeah, well, the FBI says the group called themselves the church. They called themselves a church here in Durham. Over here, you could still see a sign right there that labels this location as a church. This is where the FBI raided early Wednesday morning.
David Taylor, all residents of 5, South Miami Boulevard. The FBI is a warrant for this location. Everybody in the house needs to come to the front door with their empty hands in the air.
Now, surveillance video obtained by CBS 17 shows the moment agents pulled up to the front door with guns. 53-year-old David Taylor of Durham is now charged in a forced labor and money laundering conspiracy investigation that agents say victimized individuals in Michigan, Florida, Texas, and Missouri. The next-door neighbor tells us about 50 cars would show up here every single day.
I was suspected some stuff about them because they were always carrying black bags, a lot of food, and I was like, why are they ordering a lot of food, taking a lot of trash?
In the indictment, Taylor is listed as a leader of Kingdom of God Global Church. 56-year-old Michelle Brannon, listed as an executive director, was also arrested Thursday during a raid in Tampa, Florida, captured in this drone video right here. And authorities say victims worked in call centers across the country for long hours without pay. If they disobeyed or failed to reach monetary goals, the suspects punished the victims. And the indictment says the church received $50 million since 2014 through its call center operations. Now, according to the indictment, the suspects used some of that money to buy luxury goods such as homes, sporting goods, boats, cars, things like that. But if they are found guilty of these charges, they could face up to 20 to 60 years in prison. But coming up here at 5 o'clock, we'll have a closer look into the harrowing details of this investigation. But for right now, we're live here in Durham. Ben Boken, CBS 17 News.
All right, Ben, we'll stay on top of this. Thank you so much. And we're following breaking.
Them people check $50 million. Damn. They said they checked 50 million, bro. 50 million. Not no 50,000. 50 million. God damn. What type of applications was they putting in? Shit, them motherfuckers was balling like Kobe. The government gave them 50 million. Oh, a slave call center is enslaved. Yeah, that's insane. A slave call center. They scamming for all the money and with no reward. That's crazy. Come live with us. We got a mansion. We gonna make your life better. You know how some of the women always, well, niggas say it too now, cause the niggas the new females, but they shit get worse. My new boyfriend, he got a mansion. Whole time your ass in a call center slaving. You hear me? She keep on texting you talking about some, please pick up your phone. You gotta come and rescue her like Batman and some shit. Oh fuck. 50 million, man. They was working. Hold on.
Two church leaders with ties to Tampa are facing federal charges tonight. They're at the center of what investigators are calling a multi-million-dollar conspiracy involving money laundering, forced labor, and abuse. This follows multiple FBI raids this morning, including at a home in the affluent Avalon neighborhood in Hillsborough County. This was part of a nationwide takedown. Fox 13 is covering this investigation from multiple angles. Our Kylie Jones is at the federal courthouse in Tampa, diving deeper into the church and its leaders. But we begin with Aaron Mesmer live in Avila with more on the raid and reaction from neighbors. Aaron.
Yeah, Haley, and these neighbors were absolutely stunned by what went on this morning. Neighbors in this community, they woke up to helicopters and FBI agents raiding a home in Avila. And once they found out why those federal agents were there, it was even more surprising.
Some of you say, I don't have 100,000, but you have 20,000. You have 50,000 here, or you have 10,000.
That's video of David Taylor asking viewers to send money to his church. Federal authorities now say Taylor used donations to fund an extravagant lifestyle that included this massive mansion in Tampa's affluent Avila community. FBI agents raided the home Wednesday morning.
It's very surprising to hear that type of thing was going on again right in your backyard.
It's unclear what authorities took from the home. This view from Skyfox shows several cars lined up with gift bows on top. Neighbors say the 10-bedroom, 10.5 bathroom, 28,000 square foot man.
Hold the fuck up, man. Hold up, man. First of all, how the fuck they get a house like the King of England, man? Like, what the fuck? And then this nigga got all cars in the driveway with bows on them. You hear me? They balling. Slaving the shit out of motherfuckers. That's crazy, man. Everybody else, they slaving. And these motherfuckers got all the cars and everything, bro. Take y'all ass to jail, motherfucker. On everything. It's time to go to jail, nigga. Hey, that's some shady ass shit though, man. A motherfucker committing the crime with you, but you taking all the money, bro. That's foul, bro. That's foul than a motherfucker. Hey, look, they ain't getting nothing out the deal, and they gotta go down for a RICO case. Man, fuck out of here. especially when you hear on the TV. They made $50 million between 2024 and 2025. You like, what? Nigga, I ain't got a paycheck since I've been here. They give us a free a hamburger and a goddamn it and a Coke. Goddamn it, that's it. Nigga, you gotta go to jail, nigga. Hey, we shouldn't even be arguing about it, time about nobody snitched or none of that shit, bro. I didn't get nothing out the deal. I slave. You got cars in the driveway with bowls on them and shit. Like, come on, man. How am I supposed to feel? That's crazy, man. You think you seen it all, man. You ain't seen shit.
Mansion is one of the largest in Avila.
Because they was like, how could a pastor afford to live in a house like that?
According to the 23-page federal indictment, this house is one of several properties throughout the country purchased by Taylor's Kingdom of God Global Church. He's the pastor and referred to himself as an apostle, according to court documents. The indictment alleges Taylor recruited people to work at call centers, referring to them as armor bearers. Investigators say they were his, quote, personal servants who fulfilled Taylor's demands around the clock and were never paid. Taylor and executive director Michelle Brannon are accused of controlling nearly every aspect of the workers' lives, cutting them off from family and forcing them to take contraceptives. Human trafficking advocates say it's a devastating situation.
And you really had every aspect of human trafficking. You had individuals who were, brought to a facility that they couldn't leave. They weren't being paid. They had production goals that they had to meet.
And authorities say if the workers failed to reach Taylor's monetary goals, they faced punishment, including public humiliation, food and shelter restrictions, sleep deprivations, and physical and psychological abuse. The Crisis Center of Tampa Bay's CEO says these victims will likely face a long recovery. She says there's another lesson every community can learn from this.
This can happen in one of our most affluent zip codes in Hillsborough County. It can happen in your backyard. It can happen in my backyard.
As for the folks who lived with alleged human trafficking, fraud, and money laundering happening in their backyards.
I hope it's not true, but if it is, he deserves everything he's going to get.
And there was also what appeared to be a federal command center set up just north of here at St. Joseph's Hospital in Lutz. Experts say if there were any human trafficking victims at this property, they likely would have been taken to a nearby hospital for care. Haley?
Let's hope they can get all the help they need. It sounds like they have been through quite a lot. Aaron, thank you.
You're watching the News Edge Early Edition.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining me here at 6 o'clock. I'm Anthony Antoine. Let's jump right into our top stories. Well, tonight, a church leader and his executive director are federally charged in connection with a nationwide forced labor operation. There were FBI raids all across the country, including here in Houston. Fox 26's Jillian Hartman is live for us tonight in North Houston, where agents raided that church campus along the North Freeway here. Jillian.
Yeah, this was a major raid. We're talking about FBI agents, deputies, and SWAT teams that swarmed this building here this morning in Houston. And hours later, there is still a police presence. Now, some neighbors tell me that they suspected something was strange and suspicious going on inside after seeing many red flags. In a nationwide takedown, the Department of Justice says David Taylor and Michelle Brannon have been indicted, accused of abusing victims and laundering millions of dollars. Taylor was the leader of the Kingdom of God Global Church, while Brannon was the executive director. The church was formerly known as Joshua Media Ministries International, or JMMI. Wednesday morning, FBI agents raided the JMMI Global Campus for harvest along the North Freeway. Property records show it's owned by the church since 2023. The building used to be a hotel. A man who works next door said he saw some unusual behavior.
I was actually here whenever they started moving into the building. It was just like U-Haul trucks going in, and I never saw anyone get out, never saw people leave. They would just trucks show up and they'd leave. So it kind of makes sense, I guess, why they would choose a building like that if they're going to hold a bunch of people in.
According to the DOJ, Taylor operated call centers in Michigan, Florida, Texas, and Missouri, where victims would work as Taylor's personal servants. Victims who disobeyed orders or failed to reach monetary goals Both defendants would allegedly punish victims with public humiliation, food or shelter restrictions, psychological abuse, sleep deprivation, or even physical assaults.
Definitely odd. We've seen people like cutting the grass with like a push mower. I know that like the punishment was like a thing that they were doing or indicted for, accused of, or something like that. And I think that might have been it too, because like there'd be like one guy with just a push mower just mowing this large field. One guy, and it was never the same person either. It was always like different people.
The 23-page indictment shows disturbing text messages from Taylor, including this one from March 2022. He allegedly sent this text to a group chat saying point blank, "If you don't work, you can't eat." Taylor also allegedly had his victims transport women from ministry houses and airports to his location and ensure the women took Plan B emergency contraceptives. Now, authorities say both defendants used donation money to buy luxury properties, cars, boats, jet skis, or other lavish items. Now, both defendants could face up to 20 years in prison for conspiracy to commit forced labor and money laundering. Reporting live, I'm Jillian Hartman, Fox 26 News.
Solid reporting there, Jillian. Thank you so much. And huge shout out to Sherman DeSalle, who was on the ground, the first reporter on the market on the ground this morning, witnessing that raid take place in the early morning hours. So stay with Fox.
Two church leaders with ties.
And we're following breaking news out of Durham. FBI agents arrested one of two
Also new tonight, an elaborate.
Breaking news is first at 10 tonight. A top official with Shelby County government and his wife are under arrest, facing a 12-count indictment on charges from computer crimes to theft of property. DeAndre Brown is also a Memphis pastor. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Greg is off tonight.
$1 million bus, record-setting seizures, illicit drugs are flowing into West Michigan in bigger batches now. Some of it is coming through the mail.
Target 8, in a routine check of court cases, discovered another big single bust, this one netting some 3 pounds of cocaine. Target 8 investigator Susan Samples reports that Grand Rapids police, working with the U.S. Postal Service, busted a career criminal.
Now calling 25FY14.
A career dealer, Cordero Lambert, knows the drill here.
We are the people of the state of Michigan versus Cordero Lambert.
The 38-year-old's latest arrest came in mid-July after he picked up one of two packages from Arizona delivered to two addresses about 7 blocks apart on Grand Rapids Southeast side, according to the police report. What he didn't know, court records show Grand Rapids police working with postal inspectors had Lambert under surveillance, arrested him, and found in the two packages dryer sheets used to mask any smell, school supplies, candies, and cocaine, nearly 3 pounds of it.
Definitely more than we've seen in the past few years.
Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker said his office has filed delivery over 1,000 grams 6 times since last year. Big hauls for Metro Grand Rapids.
We have been making a dent into what the cartels have been doing.
Derek Ress of the DEA's Grand Rapids office said tighter security and more targeted investigations is making it harder for cartels to smuggle huge loads at once across the southern border.
Instead, they're like, okay, let's break it up into 100 different shipments, going maybe all over a particular region.
And Ress said they're using mail delivery services to move it.
But the packaging through the postal services seems to be the big one at the moment.
Also big, cocaine. With the crackdown on opioids, demand for cocaine is growing, as is the price tag. The kilo of cocaine that fetched 15 to 16 grand last year is now going for 20 to 30 grand, while cartels find ways to iron out the kink in the pipeline.
These guys excel on subterfuge. So they're really good at blending in. It could be your next door neighbor. You would never know.
Cordero Lambert has state and federal arrests dating back 2 decades. In 2011, court records show he was found near Cass and Hall in Grand Rapids with a, quote, baseball-sized bag of crack cocaine. Lambert is currently out on a $50,000 bond as he awaits trial. This time, if convicted, he could get up to life in prison. Lambert's defense attorney declined to comment.
$1 million bus wreck.
Hey, that nigga was making some money, goddammit. He bonded out, got caught with all the shit, bonded out, and they caught all the cash. He still bonded out.
Delivering safe, clean, reliable, and affordable water to your family and ours.
The man prosecutors call one of the most powerful drug traffickers in the world now faces the rest of his life in prison. Ismael Zambada, also known as El Mayo, pleaded guilty in New York to federal drug trafficking charges. He's accused of shipping at least 1.5 million kilos of cocaine since 1980, most of it to the U.S.
Over the last 3 decades, El Mayo and his accomplices made billions of dollars. Hundreds of millions each year they were making by bringing poisonous drugs into our country.
El Mayo, who co-founded Mexico's Sinaloa cartel with the convicted drug lord known as El Chapo, admits keeping control of his billion-dollar empire with violence, bribery, and murder.
Their reign of terror is over.
El Mayo was arrested last year in El Paso, Texas, part of an elaborate sting operation masterminded by El Chapo's son, who led him to believe they were flying to northern Mexico to look at prospective airstrips. El Mayo's guilty plea coming as the Coast Guard, in a separate development, announced it seized 76,000 pounds of illicit drugs, mostly cocaine, offloading the drugs in Fort Lauderdale, the largest cocaine offload in Coast Guard history.
Consider this. The 61,740 pounds of cocaine represent 23 million potentially lethal doses. That's enough to fatally overdose the entire population of the state of Florida.
As for El Mayo, his guilty plea also demands he turn over $15 billion. He'll be sentenced to life in prison in January.
President, I'm working with everyone around this table almost daily on legal issues that we're winning. Thanks to the relentless work of our prosecutors and our federal agents, El Mayo will spend the rest of his life behind bars.
The Department of Justice celebrated the guilty plea of notorious drug kingpin and cartel leader Ismael Zambada Garcia, who was arrested in July 2024. Known as El Mayo, the chief leader of the Sinaloa cartel, Zambada Garcia pleaded guilty to, quote, being a principal leader of a continuing criminal enterprise. He was charged in multiple districts throughout the country, including the Central District of California, the District of Columbia, the Eastern District of New York, and the Southern District of California, among others. Zambada Garcia's guilty plea validated years of suspicions of the Sinaloa cartel's operations in the Western Hemisphere, including a drug trafficking operation that extended from cocaine dealers in Colombia, shipments of the drug to Mexico, and the smuggling of the product into the United States.
El Mayo was one of the most prolific and powerful drug traffickers in this world. His partner was El Chapo. They were co-founders of the Sinaloa cartel.
The cartel leader admitted to bribing Mexican law enforcement officers and military leaders to, quote, operate freely, where they could have easy access to traffic drugs in the U.S. Acting Assistant Attorney General of the Justice Department's Criminal Division touted Zambada Garcia's guilty plea as a victory that would make the nation's communities safer.
As you've heard, drug kingpin Ishmael Zambada Garcia also.
Hey, they talking about he got to turn over $15 billion. Who the fuck gonna do that and you still finna get life? He might as well take the needle in his arm, shit. He pleads guilty and turns in $15 billion to the feds. Only to still get life? Or they finna wipe his identity and let him out the back door? That don't sound right. He plead guilty knowing that he gonna spend the rest of his life in there and he gonna give up $15 billion. That ain't no deal. That ain't no deal at all. He could at least made a deal, shit. They finally caught the old man. Hell no, man. Yeah, Trump cleaning up. Trump definitely cleaning up shit. These motherfuckers been on the run. Him and Chapo now been loose forever, bro. Let me see. Yeah, I did. Shout out Jamie. They only want 15. Shit. If he get him some money, he a dumb motherfucker. Shit, you ain't getting nothing out of it. You finna be in jail. You might as well let your people in the United States come put a couple hundred on your books, put money on everybody else's books. Cause you finna rot in jail. Might as well should just let them rock out.
Rob, that woman says a store security gate was lowered to prevent thieves from leaving. It ended up trapping several customers along with them.
It could have been a hostage situation. Somebody could have had a gun.
Kizzy Davis says she was in the checkout line of this DG Market near Pershing and Vincennes when around 6:30 p.m., the store's metal security gate suddenly came down.
I see a young male run to the door and was like, you guys are locking me in. And so I'm like, oh God, they're trying to steal.
Davis says at least 2, possibly 3 thieves wearing masks were in the store. She and others scrambled to the back and called police.
One of the robbers came running down the aisle we all were in. And he brushed past us, move out the way.
Davis returned to the front and started recording.
This is dangerous.
We've blurred the faces of the other customers who were forced to wait until police arrived.
They're in the store
out right now.
Officers initially unable to allow anyone to leave, customers giving the manager an earful.
So you the one that locked us in here?
Eventually, they made it out.
It's a slap in my face as a customer. Like, my safety was in jeopardy and they didn't care.
Police say they arrested two men who workers identified as the thieves. No one was injured. Messages left for Dollar General, which owns that market, were not returned.
Tonight, the ATF is launching a new initiative targeting illegal gun purchases, and their message is simple: don't lie for the other guy.
The ATF joined Metro Police leaders to announce the new campaign. News 2's Sarah Smith reports.
Don't lie for the other guy, a catchy phrase that comes with a warning from law enforcement. Buying a gun for somebody else or giving them a gun without proper licensing is a crime.
These illegal transactions are a key pipeline for firearms ending up in the hands of criminals.
It's called straw purchasing, and it comes with a strong sentence, up to 15 years in prison and a $250,000 fine.
Straw purchasing is not doing someone a solid, and it is not okay.
Officers say punishment could get worse if the gun is used for violence.
If that person goes out and robs, shoots, or kills someone, you can be charged as an accomplice.
Metro Nashville's police chief also reminding people to lock up your weapons. He says in 2025, there have been a rash of guns stolen from cars.
We're seeing these in homicide scenes, non-lethal shooting scenes, where we're picking up casings, retrieving guns, and these guns have been stolen out of vehicles.
ATF officials say this campaign isn't about taking away gun rights, but keeping them out of the hands of criminals. Officials say the cartel and gang members get a hold of the guns too. Agents say this campaign has been around for 25 years. Bob and Haley.
News in the Mid-South.
But tonight, the comedy world is mourning one of their own. Nationally known comedian Reggie Carol was shot and killed in South Haven. While his accused killer is in jail, Fox 13's Martin Staunton brings us the tributes from our community and across the country.
Carol was 52 years old when his life came to an end on this street in South Haven. We spoke with people in the community about the idea that a world-renowned comedian was murdered here.
But it's crazy. Like, who would want to murder a person like that? That's what's going through my mind.
I read his charts. The boy said he's invisible.
Reggie Carol spent the past 3 decades bringing laughter across the country. He first appeared on BET's Comic View during its first season in 1992.
The tall two stand over top of the short two. Then the third two ain't even looking at the camera.
His comedy credits don't stop on the stand-up stage. In the late 90s, he had a role in the sitcom The Parkers. It was that television appearance that led to Carol's lasting relationship with Oscar-winning comedian Monique. She posted about her friend's murder in South Haven on Instagram.
This is why I say treat people the best you can, because you never know if you'll get a chance to see them again. And the last time me and my brother Reggie Carol was together, that's what it was. An amazing time being on tour together, being on that road together. What a time. So I have no sad tears because all of our times together was amazing. Was amazing.
Carol had most recently been touring with comedian Cat Williams, but published reports say that tour was put on hiatus when Carol was shot last Wednesday. Williams has not issued a statement at this point, but reposted an old tribute, according to some other published reports. South Haven police are investigating, and they have a suspect in custody, but as of Sunday afternoon, the name of that person charged with murder in Carol's death has not been released, but people around South Haven are expressing shock.
It's very surprising because I don't hear about a lot of crime rate going on in South Haven.
Now, the world will only have memories of Carol and the laughs he left behind.
My name's Reggie Carol, y'all.
There is still not a lot of information being released about the events leading up to the deadly shooting that claimed Carol's life on this street in South Haven. Police here say it remains an active investigation. In South Haven, Martin Staunton, Fox 13 News.
Build a website you love with Wix. For your words, create your brand, your opportunity, your breakthrough.
Could this tragedy have been avoided? Tonight, new documents show the woman killed at Henry Ford Hospital sought protection from her ex-husband, but he never received the papers before that deadly shooting.
Within just the last 30 minutes, we have confirmed Mario Green has been charged with first-degree premeditated murder, discharge of a firearm in a building causing death, aggravated stalking, possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, and 4 counts of felony firearm.
No, police say Green walked into the hospital's basement Friday morning and killed his ex-wife, Latricia Green Brown.
Now, Green was arrested early Saturday on Detroit's east side, and within the last hour has been formally charged in her death. Jay Scott Smith digging into those court documents. And Jay, what are we learning about the victim's efforts to protect herself?
Well, Karen and Demond, it's a long, winding story. What I've got in my hand right now is a PPO, but this is not just a PPO. It also serves as a cry for help that a woman was making, but unfortunately she lost her life doing the job that she loved.
He produced a gun, handgun, and fired multiple shots, killing his ex-wife.
Detroit Police Chief Todd Bettison described the tragic end of the life of 40-year-old Latricia Green Brown, who was gunned down on Friday morning at Henry Ford Hospital. Her ex-husband, 53-year-old Mario Green of Detroit, has been charged with first-degree murder. Twice in the last 3 months, she tried to file for an order of protection against Green, and the shooting appears to be the culmination of months of harassment and abuse. Local 4 obtained copies of these orders, both filed in Wayne County Circuit Court. The first filed on June 13th. Now, Brown and Green were married from 2012 until Green filed for divorce in 2018. According to Brown, Green, who has a violent criminal history, including convictions for aggravated stalking and arson, had spent years tormenting his ex-wife. Brown saying that Green had repeatedly called her job and threatened her co-workers. Friday was not the first time Green had shown up at the hospital. According to the first PPO petition, he attempted to get at her in her office on April 18th. On June 1st, Brown said that Green had repeatedly called the hospital and threatened to attack her co-workers. Despite this, the first PPO attempt was denied due to it not being detailed enough to warrant the protection order. On July 21st, 1 month before Brown was killed, she filed for the second PPO, which went into greater detail. It included a July 1st incident where she said Green had broken into her car, stolen her belongings, and cut up her clothes. She also said Green had followed her on multiple occasions, including on July 19th. She also expressed anger at the system she felt repeatedly, quote, let her down, saying, quote, I have to constantly look over my shoulder to make sure this man is not following me. And, quote, I am asking for help before this goes too far. The second PPO was approved by Circuit Court Judge Carla Testani and went into effect that day. Fortunately for Brown, Green had not been served the paperwork. 1 month later, she was dead. Now, Brown had worked at Henry Ford Hospital for more than 20 years, and they say that they are offering counseling services for any employee who needs them, saying in a statement, quote, we continue to cooperate with the DPD investigation, and at the same time, our own internal investigation into how this violence made its way into our place of healing is underway. We are committed to scrutinizing our security measures and taking meaningful steps to enhance the safety and security of our facilities.
I've got to ask you, Jay, I mean, there's a lot here to unpack. Obviously, we got to figure out exactly what happened here in the system that broke down. That's going to be a long process. And then on top of that, I just found out that you learned Green's not the only person charged in Green's death, I should say.
Yes, it's gotten even sadder, to be honest, because a second man has been charged. He's 54-year-old Anthony Barnett. He's been charged as an accessory after the fact for helping Green.
See what scholarships you may qualify for. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
WREG in Memphis. This is News Channel 3 at 4.
New on your news leader at 4, an exclusive sit-down interview. We're hearing from the foreman of the jury in the murder trial of Hernandez Govan last week. After 3 days of testimony and 3 hours of deliberations, the jury returned with a verdict. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman.
And I'm April Thompson. Govan was indicted in connection to the shooting death of Memphis rapper Young Dolph.
But the jury foreman is telling WREG's Jarita Patterson in this exclusive interview that a lack of evidence meant there was no other option but to acquit.
Under a cloak of secrecy and under the agreement their voice will be altered, the foreperson for the 12-member jury that acquitted Hernandez Govan is speaking exclusively to your news leaders.
We, the jury, find the defendant Hernandez Govan not guilty.
From the moment the 12 jurors plus 4 alternates were chosen.
You put 16 strangers in a room and tell them, hey, you guys got to live together for a week.
And the seriousness of the situation was made all too clear, even at the hotel where they were kept secluded. No phones, no clock radios, no outside influences.
Instead of just taking the power cord, they tore the TVs off the wall.
As the trial stretched on, there was one witness for the state, Cornelius Smith, an admitted gunman who was most memorable, we were told, but not for the reason the prosecution was pinning its hopes on.
Statement after statement, he's rebutted by his own statement. So if this is the prosecution's star witness, that case should have never went to trial.
In the end, it's not what was said or even presented that left the jurors deciding Govan should be cleared of all charges.
It's not what was there, it's what wasn't there.
A final decision was then reached with a show of hands.
You have to understand that I don't think anybody, but I'll just go with myself, felt great about the verdict.
Before the switch was flipped, signaling to the court after 3 hours of deliberation, the decision was made. But we are not done yet. The juror we spoke with says this was emotional for those that had to make such a difficult decision. The foreperson's message to Young Dolph's family, that story at 5 o'clock. Reporting for your news leader, Jarita Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
And although Hernandez Govan was cleared, one of the state's star witnesses, Cornelius Smith, is still awaiting his sentencing hearing.
You testified yesterday that when you go to get your nails done, you tell your nail person to be careful not to make your nails too sharp. You remember saying that?
Yes.
Do you tell them that every time you go to get your nails done?
Objection, no. Sustained.
Did you tell your nail person that before you had your nails done, just before this incident?
I didn't have to because of the shape. So the shape that I had that week, it wasn't like a shape that is like harming. It was like a square coffin shape. So it didn't have like no points or like sharp edges and stuff like that. I mean, there's pictures of me of that week everywhere. So
Do you have a picture now with you? Do your attorneys have it?
yes.
The nails that you have on now, are they sharp and pointy?
I don't consider them that. No.
Cardi B always in some bullshit too, man. What is California, Marcy? They're trying to get 24 million out of Cardi. Shit. It sounds like some bullshit, but they trying to get paid.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual. Very funny, Limu.
We have new information tonight suggesting the White House is considering using the Great Lakes Naval Air Base if the National Guard and other federal troops are called to fight crime in Chicago. This operation could begin as soon as next week. But where does it all stand tonight? Our political reporter, Marianne Ahern, in studio with us tonight with the very latest. Marianne.
Good evening. Yes, published reports say the White House intervention on Chicago streets could begin as soon as next Tuesday. Governor Pritzker has not been notified of any official request. And of course, Pritzker is not asking for help. The Great Lakes Naval Base in the far northern suburbs confirms to NBC5 it has been contacted by federal law enforcement to perhaps be the staging area if there is a White House crime operation in Chicago. By email, the spokesman for the base says, quote, Naval Station Great Lakes has been approached by the Department of Homeland Security regarding a potential request to support U.S. immigration and customs enforcement operations. At this time, no decisions have been made. The request involves limited support in the form of facilities, infrastructure, and other logistical needs to support DHS operations. Additionally, we have not received any official request to support the National Guard. Governor Pritzker.
It sounds like what they're trying to do is to march right over local police.
There is now a mobile billboard circling the Trump Tower with Pritzker's message, do not come to Chicago. If the troops are activated, they may also utilize National Guard armories like this one in the western suburbs. In Washington, D.C., with more than 2,000 Guard members activated, they've been also seen picking up garbage and erasing graffiti. As for the use of Great Lakes, a published report in the Chicago Sun-Times, citing an email from a Great Lakes Navy captain, says there is a potential to support the National Guard and notes federal agents from 3 agencies would be housed at Great Lakes from September 2nd to the 30th, with the focus on downtown Chicago.
We haven't seen troop movements yet. We also haven't seen any call up of our National Guard, but we are on guard.
And other cities that may also see the Guard and other federal troops is Baltimore. It is estimated the cost of the troops right now in Washington, D.C. is more than $1 million per day.
That's a lot.
Expensive.
Yes.
All right, Marianne, thanks for being on top of it for us.
Survivors of gun violence are pushing back today against President Trump's possible plans to send National Guard troops to Chicago. The group says that federal troops are not the answer to reducing crime in Chicago, and they're calling that proposal dangerous and misguided. Darius Johnson's in Federal Plaza with their message to the president.
Good morning. The debate isn't over. Sending troops to Chicago isn't just political. In the last 30 minutes, gun violence survivors and advocates just finished speaking out saying that militarized.
Hey, it's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? Because somebody in the comments somebody just said, hey, what's up with OTL Bonnie Daddy? Is he okay? Yeah, he all right. He good. Hey, this his son right here. This his son that's on the news.
The streets won't solve the problem, but bringing back those federal funds to fight gun violence will. At Federal Plaza this morning, survivors who have lost family members or lived through gun violence themselves stood together to reject the president's plan to deploy the National Guard. They say over-policing won't make communities safer, and that true change comes from funding programs that prevent violence before it starts. Mayor Brandon Johnson has echoed that message, highlighting crime drops in the city of Chicago and calling for investment over occupation. And Attorney General Kwame Raoul says the president's plan is political theater, which puts communities at risk.
Our communities are being threatened by policies rooted in fear. The Trump administration's threat to send National Guard troops.
Hey, who is Queen Latifah right here? She on there like she be out in the streets or something, man. Like, people like y'all shouldn't even have no motherfucking opinion about shit, bro. But soon when something happen to your ass, then you want a motherfucker, yeah, bring them in. Get y'all ass off the lane. You must got ties with Brandon Johnson, man. For a female not to want your kids to be able to live, that's crazy, man. I hope Trump do override their ass. They don't give a fuck about all the kids dying and shit, man. I'm tired of seeing the little brothers die, bro. The sisters getting killed. You know, the grandfathers and uncles and grandmas getting killed, hijacked, all type of shit, bro. Like, I'm tired of the shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Shit take a toll. Even though I ain't dying or my people ain't dying, shit, it's still hurtful, bro. Like, damn, some motherfucker just got killed, bro. I always report about it too, so I know for a fact that it take a toll. I ain't gotta even know a motherfucker to know that. Like, damn, bro. Shit crazy.
At North Park University, we prepare students both online and on campus in a diverse and...
We're here today to talk about the shooting death of Reggie Carol. I understand in the last 7 days there's been a lot of questions and public inquiry and obvious interest for a number of reasons. Most notably, it's the loss of life, and obviously we feel for the family and those that are left mourning. Mr. Carroll was well loved by many, and so obviously this is a hard time for people, and people want answers. And so unfortunately, at this stage, there's only so much we can share. I'll share with you what I think I can. Basically, like I said, there's a call for service related to a shooting incident on Burton Lane here in South Haven. It was last Wednesday, round about 6:30. That kind of time frame, anyways. Police arrived on scene very quickly. When they got there, there were two people. You had Traynell Williams and Reggie Carol. So we have our shooter and our victim. They were both there. The police immediately kind of quartered them off to where they could make room to give aid or make life-saving attempts for Mr. Carroll. Quite frankly, at that point, he had already received multiple wounds. But as a matter of course, the police did every reasonable effort to try to help. Mr. Carroll was transported to the hospital where they could continue to try to help. At some point in the process, Mr. Carroll succumbed to those injuries. while that was going on, the investigation began. They did everything that you would ordinarily expect in an investigation to, take pictures, gather evidence, talk to people that may have knowledge of anything related to this. And ultimately, they developed Traynell Williams as a suspect. They believe through their diligent and thorough efforts that probable cause existed for an arrest warrant. An arrest warrant was signed by a judge, and Mr. Williams was taken into custody same night. I do want to dispel a few, rumors that may be going around. This was an incident between two roommates that knew each other. One of them is from California. One of them is from Maryland. This is not an indication that there's a problem in that community or neighborhood. This is not indicative of a violent crime issue in our city. It's just an isolated event that's limited to those two people involved. I know, and I don't want to gratuitously name drop, but based on their jobs as and their professions in the comedy world, they obviously run in the same circles with the same comedians. I want it to be clear that there's never been any reason before or now to believe that any of those comedians or organizations, business organizations, were involved in any way in what happened. This was a residence where only the shooter and the victim lived. This was not a resident of any other comedian or person. And, we've determined this is a very isolated thing. And so it is, when you have two people in a house and one of them loses their life and the other gets taken into custody by the police, there's not going to be much sharing of information about what happened right away, because you have one body in the hospital, one body at the police station, and neither of them had the ability to communicate to the outside world what happened. So other interested people that knew them, families, friends, business associates, probably didn't even know that Mr. Carol was deceased until well after the fact, and they certainly were not present or involved. So with that, as I mentioned, I am joined by Chief Kern. We kind of talked ahead of time and agreed that I would kind of outline some of these things, but we're both here. We will field questions if you have any. Please understand, like I said, it may be limited on what we can answer, but we'll certainly answer the ones that we think we can.
Can you say what led to the shooting? Was it an argument? And then
So I'm not going to get into the specifics of motives or buildups or who did what. I just don't think this is. I understand that's a pressing question. That's just part of the case that's going to have to come out in court.
While the defense needed a week to just defend their client, how is it for your office? Are you all ready to bring those charges in court?
Yeah, we're scheduled for preliminary matters. We're certainly ready for that whenever they are. If they wanted to do it today, we would have done it today. If they want to wait a week, we'll wait a week. If they want to wait longer, we can wait longer. That's a defense right to have a preliminary hearing or a bond hearing. And so we'll be ready whenever they get around to asserting that right. So, any other?
I ordered 200 hand-forged knives to my dorm room and built a Wix website to sell them. I'm Noah Rosen.
A bold crew is caught on camera running out of the Nordstrom in River North with designer goods.
Our Jermont Terry is always investigating, live off the Mag Mile, looking into the retail theft trend. Jermont.
Joe and Erica, this crew is accused of stealing more than $100,000 of high-end purses from the Nordstroms. Now, you might recall when Eileen O'Neill Burke became Cook County State's attorney, she made retail theft a felony for anything $300 or more. So tonight, we're looking to see if that has slowed down this trend. It's just before 7. People are clearly on the sidewalk, Yet that didn't stop this crew. They're caught on camera jumping into vehicles right outside the Nordstroms off the Mag Mile.
All right, these guys just robbed, I don't know. Oh, they robbed Nordstrom.
In the viral video, people looked on recording the brazen act as this crew rushed out the store after ripping off dozens of designer purses. By the time Chicago police responded,
I feel like real Chicago. That's a stolen car for sure. Here's another guy that
the thieves were long gone, but the impact of their actions long lasting.
These are professional thieves.
Investigators say the organized retail theft is big money too. We're talking a $1 billion industry. Last month, CBS News Chicago showed you how the Cook County State's Attorney was the helm of the nationwide crackdown, which netted 500 arrests, all from people stealing from stores and selling the goods at much cheaper cost.
These are people who do pre-surveillance on stores, no store policies.
And they know what workers can and can't do. In the Nordstrom theft, the crews encountered security, but was still able to get away. Last December, the Cook County State's Attorney quickly rolled back Kim Fox's policy. Retail theft wasn't a felony unless it was $1,000 or more, but Eileen O'Neill Burke reduced that back to $300. Earlier this month, the Cook County Sheriff's Office arrested a trio accused of stealing $10,000 from Lululemon stores in the city and burbs. And when we examine Chicago police numbers in District 18, which encompasses the Mag Mile, so far there have been 1,107 felony thefts, down 3% from the same time last year. And when you look at felony theft citywide, it is down 16%. But as for this crew, which hit up the Nordstrom, they're still on the run tonight. Reporting live off the Mag, I'm Jermont Terry, CBS News Chicago. Erica?
Thank you, Jermont.
New at 5, a Georgia man won a legal battle after the Drug Enforcement Agency took thousands of dollars from him, even though he did nothing wrong. Channel 2's Sophia Choi is live at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport in Clayton County with how this could happen to you.
Yeah, Karen, Brian Moore Jr. came here to the airport to catch a flight to L.A. He brought with him more than $8,000 to shoot a music video. But what happened to him at a gate here grounded his music career.
They told me that I looked suspicious, and they were just going to take my money based off the fact that I looked suspicious.
DEA agents took the $8,500 Brian Moore Jr. had planned to spend on a photo shoot and music video in Los Angeles. You can see in this picture from that day in March of 2021, he had green hair at the time, but that is not a crime.
I hadn't done anything wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
In fact, the feds never charged Moore with any crime, but they kept his money. He hired a lawyer who got his money back, but Moore was still out more than $15,000 in legal fees. Last week, a federal appeals court ruled the government had to pay Moore's legal bills too.
I felt a little bit of justice finally.
Earlier this year, the DEA announced it was going to suspend the program that was used to take Moore's money. But other federal and local law enforcement agencies are still using civil forfeiture to take people's cash. Dan Albin is an attorney with the Institute for Justice who filed Moore's appeal. He says civil forfeiture is driven by profit because the agencies get to keep the money they seize.
That gives them a strong incentive to engage in seizures and forfeitures of cash so that they can supplement their budget and spend that money on virtually whatever they want.
We reached out to the DEA but haven't heard back. Meanwhile, attorney Dan Albin says to stop civil forfeiture abuses from happening, the law needs to change both on the state and federal levels. We're live in Clayton County at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Sophia Choi, Channel 2 Action News.
He was obviously the first test case for this. Sophia, thanks.
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards.
A former NFL player and Georgia native was arrested in Roswell today. Police say Daryl Buster Scrine met women on dating sites and scammed them out of money. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Roswell tonight. Denise, investigators say Scrine was on the run from authorities in Canada when he was arrested.
Yeah, that's right. He was arrested in Canada on bank fraud charges. But authorities there say while out on bail, he removed his ankle monitor and disappeared until now. Tonight, he is in the Fulton County Jail with a whole new list of charges against him.
We arrested former NFL player Daryl Screen on 18 criminal charges.
His mugshot from the Fulton County Jail may say Daryl Screen, but on the gridiron, everyone knew him as Buster Screen. He played for Etowah High School, then the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, and then went pro and made millions. He was a 5th-round pick for the Cleveland Browns in the 2011 NFL Draft and played for the Jets, Bears, 49ers, and Titans before retiring in 2022. The following year, he was arrested in Canada on bank fraud charges to the tune of about $100,000.
About a year later, he was released on bail with the expectation of being monitored through GPS monitoring. He was able to remove that GPS monitor and fled to the United States.
Roswell police say last month a woman reported she had been financially exploited by Screen, and she wasn't the only one. Investigators say he trolled dating sites looking for his victims and scammed them out of at least $300,000.
And once he had developed a significant relationship with them, he would ask them for money, promising that he would repay them through his NFL annuity, which he never did.
Police say instead, Screen spent the money on Airbnbs, travel, and gift cards.
Purchasing gift cards for himself, again, to kind of try and lay low and not have a financial track record that would allow him to be easily caught, again, knowing that he is somebody who is trying to evade justice from another nation.
And police have identified 3 women in New York, North Carolina, and Wisconsin, and say there's a good chance there are other victims, possibly even here in Roswell. They ask anyone with information to give them a call. Reporting live in Roswell, Denise Dillon, Fox 5 News.
A real fall from grace there. Denise Dillon, thanks so much.
Just into the newsroom, new details on what unfolded in the Montera neighborhood earlier today. That is just south of Topeka. Authorities responded to a call. 13's Victoria Cassell is live there with this new information confirming 2 people deceased. Victoria?
Melissa, more than an hour ago, officials did release the scene. They also released more information on exactly what happened here this morning. Now, the Shawnee County Sheriff's Office responded to reports of a possible shooting around 10 a.m. this morning in the 6700 block of Briarmead Lane in the Montera neighborhood. Now, officials say deputies arrived to find 2 individuals deceased from gunshot wounds. Their investigation found that the incident was domestic in nature. Also, some schools, Pauline Central, Pauline South, as well as Washburn Rural Middle School, they were prompted to go into a secure setting as well. We also spoke with some neighbors earlier today who say that this incident was a shock to them.
Yeah, it was swarmed. It was pretty overwhelming, but understandably, it's still just crazy that it happened.
And Melissa and David, also investigators say they believe that all parties involved in this incident have been identified and there is no ongoing threat to the community. Of course, we'll post any updates to WIBW.com. David, Melissa.
Victoria Cassell live in Montera tonight. Thanks.
Denny's has 5 slams starting at $5. Full meals, stacked high and under budget. 5 slams starting at $5? That's eating like a genius. Find your booth at Denny's and join the new Denny's Rewards for even more smart savings.
Right now at 6, a mother and her daughter threatened when she tried to break up with a boyfriend.
He told me that I won't make it to see my birthday.
New tonight, the moment the victim thought she was going to die.
I was just praying. I just started praying to the Lord, like, please save me. Please save us.
Live, local, late breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News at 6 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
Thank you for joining us here on Channel 2 Action News at 6. I'm George Estevez.
Good evening. I'm Linda Stouffer. We begin tonight with the story of a mother and daughter worried they might die because of a violent ex-boyfriend accused of firing on their home. A Channel 2 Action News exclusive, a prosecutor says Ring doorbell camera captured a campaign of terror with an arson that gutted the mother's home. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie is live in downtown Atlanta. Mark, her house was shot up, firebombed even before the fire.
And we're at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office Domestic Violence Division. The Fulton County DA's office says what evidence, photos, and video show in this case underscore that there is a post-pandemic epidemic of domestic violence here.
I'm still moving on, trying to move forward with my life.
The time that victims are in the most danger is when they are leaving. This case is a perfect example of that.
I'm a firm believer in God, and I have a very good willpower, and I'm going to make it.
We know this defendant was hunting her, and that's not uncommon.
I'm a survivor.
Shanice Todd says she believes breaking up with boyfriend Christopher Lewis Anderson in 2021 lit a fire inside of him. A burning desire for revenge that led to an orchestrated campaign of terror that included men firing a barrage of gunshots into her home and an attempt at firebombing it that same night. And days later, an arson fire that gutted the home, along with nearly all her possessions. And there was more.
This is a case of a person who will not stop.
It's pretty clear that Mr. Anderson was a jilted lover and could not let go of Miss Todd, and thus he tried to hunt her down and harm her.
Fulton County Assistant District Attorney Celeste Patton says she and Senior Assistant District Attorney Travis Thomas prosecuted Anderson in his recent trial. And lead prosecutor Thomas showed the jury Ring video of Anderson as he started to rip out Ms. Todd's Ring video doorbell July 12th, 2021. And on August 7th, 2021, Anderson texted Ms. Todd, quote, "You won't see your B-day," unquote, referring to her birthday just weeks away.
I felt like my life was in danger.
September 4th, her new Ring doorbell captures people coming into her yard about 12 o'clock at night and shooting up her house and throwing Molotov cocktails through the house.
Ms. Todd says her house, where she and her 15-year-old daughter had been sleeping, was riddled with bullet holes, and she put out a fire started by one of the Molotov cocktails.
I was just praying. I just started praying to the Lord, like, please save me. Please save us. I was just praying.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. He saved us because it's fortunate that I'm here talking to you right now.
The daughter's headboard had some bullet holes over it.
DA Fonnie Willis.
She had to leave her home so that her and her child would be safe.
Prosecutor Patton says September 9th Ring video captured the early moments of a fire that virtually destroyed the house where Ms. Todd and her daughter had lived, but they had moved out for safety. And late last month, the jury convicted Anderson of a list of crimes, and a judge sentenced him to 60 years in prison, followed by 25 on probation. Prosecutor Thomas says the judge sentenced Anderson as a recidivist partly because of a 2006 arson first-degree conviction for setting fire to a bed in the apartment of another ex-girlfriend. Thomas says a 2006 police report indicated Anderson texted someone, "If I were you, I would keep that hoe from where you stay because you would get all of y'all murdered." Ms. Todd says she works hard but still struggles financially, getting by through faith and family.
I'm a child of God.
Now, documents indicate Anderson was found not guilty of use of firearm by a convicted felon during commission of crime and a similar charge, and that a motion for a new trial has been filed. A spokesman emailed the Fulton County Public Defender's Office, zealously represented Mr. Anderson at trial, and though he did not prevail, we will continue to fight for him in navigating the post-trial processes. Reporting live at the DA's office, Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
I hope she feels safer tonight. She is brave to speak out. Mark, thank you. We have more details now on domestic violence in Georgia. The Georgia Commission on Family Violence says in 2023, more than 129,000 adults and more than 17,000 children were victims of family violence in Georgia. More than 163 deaths in our state related to domestic violence. Firearms were involved in 80% of those fatalities, and domestic violence disproportionately impacts Black women. They experience the most family violence nationwide, and Georgia leads the nation in the rate at which Black women experience violence. And there is help available, very important. The Georgia Commission on Family Violence has legal assistance and resources in Clayton, Cobb, DeKalb, Fulton, and Gwinnett counties. Here is the phone number. I'm going to read it. You can also see it on your screen. 833-GLSP LAW, GLSP Law.
A stabbing at a local park making national headlines tonight. That's because the man at the center of it all is 57-year-old Quentin Brown, the father of Jaylen Brown, an NBA player.
Jaylen Brown has been a guard with the Boston Celtics since 2016, part of the team when they won the NBA championship in 2024 and was named Finals MVP that same year. Now it's his father's name under the spotlight, but not for good reasons. Good evening. I'm Marie Mortera.
And I'm Latoya Silman in for Jim Snyder. A Clark County judge set Quentin Brown's bail for $300,000 today. The former heavyweight boxer is charged with attempted murder. News 3's Jane Davenport joining us now live outside the courthouse. And Jane, you were able to speak with Brown's attorney, who claims that his client is the victim in this situation.
Latoya, Marie, Quentin Brown's attorney actually cited his client's former profession as a boxer, saying he doesn't want to fight anybody and was acting out of self-defense. But the prosecution is telling a different story, saying Brown couldn't have acted out of self-defense because the alleged victim was stabbed in the back.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. You were arrested for attempted murder.
At 7 feet tall and 300 pounds, 57-year-old Quentin Marcellus Brown arrived to court in a wheelchair. He's charged with attempted murder after allegedly stabbing a man over a door ding in a parking lot.
In this case, he stabbed the victim multiple times. The first stab, according to the witness, was in the victim's back while he was walking away from the defendant. Then he was stabbed in the chest and in the hand, and possibly multiple other areas.
The prosecution asking the judge for a $300,000 bail, saying Brown did not act in self-defense, but rather challenged the victim to a fight.
I do not believe that he initiated anything, and he is telling me that everything that occurred was him trying to defend himself after he was struck.
Brown's attorney, Arnold Weinstock, bringing new claims to court, saying the victim attacked the car Brown was sitting in.
The victim had a gun. The victim took a gun, hit my client over the head with a gun.
Contrary to the prosecution, Weinstock claims Brown was acting in self-defense. In the arrest report, there was no mention of the victim having a gun. The report also says Brown sustained a broken toe, scraped knees, and an abrasion on his right cheek. But according to the prosecution, this is not Brown's first encounter with the law.
I also have concerns because of a prior domestic battery conviction in 2007, which is among the 4 misdemeanor convictions he has. And there's a warrant out of Georgia. So I do have concerns that if he were released without monetary conditions, we would not see him again.
After considering all the factors in this case, the judge announced her decision on bail, setting it at $300,000 with high-level electronic monitoring.
You did stab this individual in the back and in other areas of their body multiple times. That is obviously concerning to this court on many levels.
Brown's attorney reacting to the decision.
Well, I do not believe that type of bail is necessary, but I believe he will be able to post it, and hopefully he should be out in the next day or two.
In the arrest report, police recorded multiple eyewitness interviews, all of whom say they saw the alleged victim walking away from the situation with a bloody abdomen. They are now recovering at the hospital, but are in critical condition. As for Brown, his next court date is set for August 26th. Reporting live in Las Vegas, Jane Davenport, News 3.
All right, Jane, thanks so much on this story that so many people are watching across the country. We appreciate you. In addition to seeing the victim with a bloody abdomen, one witness says that he saw the suspect with a 6-inch knife in his hand and watched him swing the knife at the victim around 25 times. The arrest report says the weapon used in this incident was not recovered.
Three bounty hunters are facing felony charges accused of kidnapping a man they thought was a capital murder suspect.
Well, it turns out he wasn't. Fox 4's David Centenary live tonight spoke with a man who was pulled from his family's garage and then thrown in a U-Haul. David.
Yeah, the bounty hunters thought they had their murder suspect here in Richardson, but it turns out they had the wrong guy. The real suspect is believed to be 7,000 miles away.
They said, "What's your name?" I said, Hussein Al-Sadi.
Who is Hussein Al-Sadi, a 22-year-old aspiring barber whose family immigrated to the United States from Iraq in 2012? A more pressing question, who is he not? Well, he's not 23-year-old Hussein Al-Sadi, who federal investigators say is on the run in Iraq after cutting his ankle monitor while out on bond for capital murder by terroristic threat in Dallas.
Did you know this person at all?
No, I never met him in my life.
Never even heard of him?
Never.
Still, three bounty hunters now face felony charges, including kidnapping, for wrongfully apprehending Al-Sadi, thinking he was the murder suspect.
I'm a professional.
Alan Hinton, the leader of the three bounty hunters. We'll get back to him momentarily.
They just assumed that it was me, but obviously they had the wrong guy.
Al-Sadi was cutting a client's hair inside his family's garage in Richardson on June 1st. That's when a U-Haul van drove up. Three black males jumped out with guns and took Al-Sadi, according to an arrest warrant affidavit.
They threw 2 stun grenades and they just started aiming AR-15s on my head and to my brother's head.
Home surveillance video motioning on only as the U-Haul drives away with Al-Sadi inside.
They said, "You're wanted for capital murder by terrorism." I actually started laughing because I was like, oh my God, yeah, I have the wrong person.
An arrest warrant says 3 bounty hunters working for the security firm, the Clandestine Group, were contracting for Brigham Home bail bonds to serve a warrant to Hussein Al-Sadi. Al-Sadi had posted a $500,000 bond through Brigham Home after being charged in a capital murder at a suspected drug operation in Northwest Dallas in February 2024.
We refer to ourselves as fugitive recovery agents.
Alan Hinton and his team told Richardson police through months of intel and confidential informants, he and the Brigham Home Bail Bonds Company thought Hussein Al-Sadi was their target. They had a 79% facial recognition match using an AI tool, according to an arrest affidavit. When Al-Sadi maintained his innocence, the bounty hunters contacted local police.
We instantly made those calls to Richardson PD. So when did they ultimately realize that they had the wrong person?
After the fingerprint.
Richardson police detained Al-Sadi until a detective on the FBI's task force arrived with a mobile fingerprinting device. The results showed Hussein Al-Sadi was who he said he was and was not the subject of the warrant.
Everybody surrounded me in a circle, just waiting for the results.
Yeah.
And obviously after the results, the officer told them, yeah, this is not him. And that's when you just see them get back in the U-Haul truck and then just drive off.
A Richardson police detective spoke with the Dallas County District Attorney's Office and U.S. Marshals, both advising the detective that the capital murder suspect fled to Iraq after breaking an ankle monitor in August 2024. The U.S. Marshals say no one from Brigham Home bail bonds reached out regarding the case, and if they had, Marshals would have said this Al-Sadi was the wrong guy.
I would just hope they actually check their information before they go do that and traumatize a family.
Hinton says Brigham Home bail bonds provided background information on the suspect, and with that information and additional research, his team identified this Al-Sadi. Hinton says he's not a criminal.
It's just not who I am.
Just someone trying to make a living while doing a community service.
And I do believe right now law enforcement is overworked, and I do believe in having positive interactions with law enforcement and being able to assist them. You know, I do a hard job, and without qualified immunity, it makes things a lot harder for us.
Hinton's attorney says his client was just doing his job.
My client has no criminal history at all. He was executing this warrant
based on the law that's out there.
Al-Sadi's attorney says that job comes with heavy responsibility.
And that cannot be taken lightly and cannot be callously, oops, I got the wrong guy.
Al-Sadi says the encounter makes him think of his father.
I saw tears coming out of his eyes.
He says his family left Iraq after 2 of his uncles were kidnapped and killed, his father wanting safety for his family.
I feel like I'm gonna cry because my dad already been through a lot. Sorry.
While thinking of what could have happened to his father, mother, brother, and special needs sister, had the encounter at their home been worse, Al-Sadi too emotional to finish our interview.
If we could take a minute, please.
So we've reached out to Brigham Home Bail Bonds Company several times since we began looking into this story, and at this point in time, they have declined all of our requests for comment or any sort of on-camera interview. We will let you know if things change. Now, the name Devin Allard Carter, he is one of the 3 bounty hunters who is also charged, the 3rd suspect, still on the run, according to Richardson Police Department. Lastly, we mentioned that Hussein was giving a haircut to a client in his garage when all this went down. If you're wondering what happened to that client, well, according to police documents, it turns out that client was an undercover informant working for those bounty hunters. Steve and Heather, back to y'all.
It's a twist. All right.
Right.
All right, David Centendry, thank you.
Citizens arrest! Ha! Ha ha ha!
That's when the trouble really got started.
This is Lee Raybon.
Lee Raybon.
He'll write for any publications that'll humor his conspiracies.
In with that story that's all new this hour, police say the mother of a 9-year-old did not secure her gun, and that's how that child was able to get it. Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Matt Johnson's live at Meadow Creek Elementary School, where that child is accused of firing a shot inside a toilet in one of the school's bathrooms. Matt, that child could have been hurt or hurt some others.
That was definitely the big fear here among parents, and police say that child's mother kept a gun in a lockbox like this one, but the problem is they say that the lock here was broken, and they say that she knew about it and still didn't fix it, even with kids in the home. That's in part why she was charged after her 9-year-old son had already been arrested for the incident here. Gwinnett County School Police charged Devashay Webb after they say her 9-year-old son brought a 9mm handgun to Meadow Creek Elementary and fired it into a toilet. An arrest warrant says the mother kept the gun in a lockbox in a closet, but it had a broken lock that she knew about. It also says she didn't search her son's backpack the morning of August 15th. We now know that Webb was arrested last Wednesday for a misdemeanor reckless conduct charge. I went by her home Monday, but no one answered.
I would like parents to lock up their guns.
Amanda Paniagua is a Meadow Creek parent who's relieved the shooting happened in an empty bathroom, but says she supports holding parents accountable.
This was too close to home. This is where my son goes to school, the bathroom he uses every day. It could have been bad.
At last Thursday's school board meeting, the board approved a plan for unarmed security officers at elementary schools. Weapons detectors are being installed in middle and high schools, but not on elementary campuses. The district is aiming to eventually have a school resource officer at every elementary school.
But at least they're doing something, and I hope they do the metal detectors outdoors.
Parents hope that this close call is a wake-up call for gun owners with children in their homes.
Kids can get their hands on them, and kids are kids, and they're making bad choices.
And since this incident on August 14th, the mother posted a $1,500 bond and has been released from jail. Details about the disciplinary and criminal charges against the child have not been released. Live in Gwinnett County, Matt Johnson, Channel 2 Action News.
Parents want some answers when situations like this. Matt, thank you.
Shooting puts a woman 7 months pregnant on life support.
Andres Fuentes reports deputies blame it all on road rage.
That just gives you goosebumps type situation.
Community members say they're horrified after violence erupted on North Hoover Street Sunday morning near Pont.
And tonight, a tragic twist to the days-long search for 12-year-old Brian Vasquez. Police say they found the boy's body just steps away from his home in a lagoon.
And now several investigations are underway to figure out what happened to Brian and whether he may have been failed by the system built to protect him. WDSU reporter Jasmine Franklin live explaining why the mother's phone was seized. Jasmine.
Well, Sella and Gina, tonight police confirmed they did serve a search warrant to Brian's mom, taking her phone in as a part of evidence for their investigation. But his family says it comes all too soon as they are still grieving the unexpected loss.
We know that this is retaliation. We know that this is harassment.
While grieving the loss of their loved one, Brian Vasquez, NOPD says detectives issued a search warrant for Brian's mom.
The mother's completely distraught. She's angry.
NOPD says the mother's phone was collected as a part of evidence for their investigation. The search warrant was issued just hours after the young boy's body was discovered in a lagoon near his New Orleans East home.
No parent should ever hear that their child is dead. And in the end of that day, not even midday, they're already taking your only memory of him.
This affidavit, confirmed by NOPD, was issued by Officer Mario Bravo, the lead detective on the search for Brian.
I do want to tell you the priority for this week. The priority has been to find Brian.
NOPD says it is standard protocol to obtain phones during an unclassified death investigation, and they are exploring all aspects of the investigation.
We want to show respect to the fact that a little one has died, and there are many people grieving, including the family.
But Brian's family disagrees.
The only memory she have of her child is on that phone right now. The only video she have of her child is on that phone right now.
Now tonight, DCFS was at the family home in New Orleans East investigating. Police confirmed DCFS is investigating this case. Now, Brian's family says they are planning to host a prayer visual in New Orleans East at the site where he went missing from in the coming days. Reporting live tonight outside of NOPD headquarters, I'm Jasmine Franklin, WDSU News.
Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. And right now, save up to $500 on select mattresses.
The fact that it's not solved. I mean, how could this thing not be solved? When have you ever heard of an unsolved mass shooting before?
Yes, that question is being explored and closely examined in a documentary set to be released this winter, talking about the Lane Bryant killings from 2008. This documentary will include interviews with the family of the victims, which is something we have never heard before.
So she took it upon herself to make the phone call. And when she made the phone call, it was chilling. But I knew that she was doing the right thing. And like I said, she's a hero. I don't care what nobody say or how they portray it. She did what she had to do. And like I said, some people said she could have went out the back door. I don't know. I wasn't there. But if she could, she still was not going to leave without those ladies.
That is the brother of victim Rhoda McFarland. She was the manager of the store. She called 911. A second woman who survived that attack helped police create this sketch of the suspect. Those are two key pieces of evidence and two reasons why many question how this was never solved after 17 years. And one of those people questioning why this was never solved is documentary filmmaker Charlie Min, joining us now in studio. Charlie, thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Tell us what inspired you to create.
Man responsible for killing an Oakland County deputy, Brad Reckling, was officially sentenced in court today. Deputy Reckling was shot and killed in Detroit as he investigated a stolen car in the area.
3 teens were arrested in connection, but prosecutors say one in particular pulled the trigger. Victor Williams is live at the Wayne County Criminal Justice Center with more. Victor, I heard it was a packed courtroom.
That's right, Kimberly and Ty. You know, this courtroom was filled with nothing but emotions from the very beginning of the sentencing all the way to the end.
I would like to apologize to the victim family for the hurt and pain that got caused to them.
18-year-old Raymond DeBose will spend the next 33 to 60 years behind bars for the murder of Oakland County Deputy Brad Reckling.
They saying it wasn't an accident, but it was. Because I ain't wake up and say I want to go kill a cop today. Things didn't work out how I was supposed to.
DeBoe sat before a judge today learning his fate in front of a courtroom full of Oakland County deputies supporting their fallen comrade. Sheriff Michael Bouchard was there in the front row, not too happy with the result.
The person has committed violent crimes time and time again, got into a stolen car with a handgun he shouldn't have had, got out of the car and shot 4 times at a police officer and murdered him. For me, that's life in prison without parole. In this case, this family will never have the life they had, so why should he at some point have a life he wants?
Deputy Reckling leaves behind a wife who recently gave birth to a new baby along with 3 daughters. We heard just how much of a void has been created since his life was tragically taken away.
He was our everything. We were a family of light, and Brad was our beacon. That is, until the defendant murdered him.
Now, the other 2 teens that were involved right now, they're being charged with felony firearm as well as carjacking. On top of that being accessory, I should say, after the fact. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Yeah, okay, Victor, thank you.
Said you get hit. Wow.
They say it's not the first time that it's happened.
Not the first time.
With the brain.
Watch how a simple report turns serious when a child's injury raises questions about the parents.
Hey, how you doing, sir? How you doing, sir? I'm Deputy Govan, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. You mind if we go inside and talk to you guys real quick?
What happened?
Are you Mom?
Yes, I am. Hi. I have to talk to you guys separately if you don't have. Okay.
I guess you'll go first.
Why wouldn't y'all talk to us?
Yeah, because that's how we operate. That's to make sure.
No, we got a family together, like, so we talk together.
Okay, that's not how the protocol is.
Well, it's gonna be like that today, or you just ain't gonna get to talk to nobody. Simple as that.
What's going on? There was a report that came in that I need to speak to you guys separately about it.
Well, you can't speak that separately. We are family.
I understand.
I'm father, that's mother.
What kind of report?
He got a ring.
Oh,
he got a ring. So they have
We're not trying to
family.
separate the family. It was just to get the
So it's not going to be
information.
separated. We're a family. You can talk to us together and nothing at all.
Just as an example, right? You're driving down the road, you get hit by a car and the car flees. You may see it as a silver car, she may see it as a white car. Everybody has their own perception of what occurs. So we need to talk to everybody separately, because when you start talking about it and she hears you, that's going to influence what she may remember. She may say something that influences what you may remember. Not saying that anybody's making something up or lying, but everybody has their own perception. So that's the reason why we want to talk to you separately. That's all it is.
You can talk with the officers here, and I can talk to her here. You don't have to. It can be. Why we need the officers though? It's just by law. When DCF comes out, we bring the officers. Why we wasn't notified? You're being notified now. We're notifying you. When the abuse started? The report came in today. About what? That's what we want to talk to you about.
So we know it's abuse. So what kind of abuse? Go ahead.
Sir, we're not doing this.
Yeah,
Okay.
just let's
I
get
know
this
you guys
over.
not doing it. She just said it's protocol that they come or whatever.
Okay, let her talk. Let her talk to me.
All we have is a story right now. And we're trying to get your side.
6 kids, fam. You got one in college, right?
Wow.
We have one going to the military. So obviously, they're the oldest. They would have been getting abused. Where's the abuse claims come from?
Nobody is here to accuse you of anything.
Right.
Okay?
We have
to do our job.
You guys are doing a great job. Y'all sitting back and y'all letting her talking That's great. You had to accompany her. Okay. I'm telling y'all that we're not talking about our kids separately. It ain't gonna happen.
Okay, so
you gotta go to court. You gotta do something else. You gotta do it another kind of way.
Wait, listen.
You know,
I need to find out what's going on.
Let her figure it out.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to educate the both of you. In this situation, she's actually here to support us. Okay, so we're here for the allegations. So that falls under Florida state statute.
What's the Florida state statute or Florida state rule?
Okay, when interviewing people in regards to a criminal case, we are to interview separately. If you do not let us do that, that falls under obstruction.
No, not because my mother is not getting taken.
They can't be taken.
My kid's not getting mugged.
Would you like this
allegation?
Can you speak to the deputy and this lady by yourself?
Allegations of what?
And we will explain that to you when you separate.
Let her explain it to me. Let her explain it to me.
How does your husband discipline?
How he talking to you now? He gotta.
I know you're safe. I don't want to upset you any further.
I don't abuse my kids. My kids is the only
husband discipline.
He talked to me. He put me in time out.
Okay, suppose I tell you all three kids said the same thing.
What they said?
Somebody hit him with a broom.
Oh wow.
Would your child have any reason to feel unsafe in your home?
Hell no.
Suppose I told you the child said those words.
What? And they love the out of me.
And they did say they love you. I'm just saying we have three consistent stories that the kids didn't even wink an eye to say what they said. And we have a child that said you're unsafe in your house.
My kids. Oh, they
that
got hit.
Tori, no, they said their brother got hooked by the broom. And they told us that that's the form of discipline. Nobody said any little travelers were taken. Nobody said they got grounded. Nobody said they didn't watch TV. They said they get hit.
Wow.
They said it's not the first time that it's
It's not
happened.
the first time.
With the broom.
Sometimes mommy pick a switch from the branch.
Yeah, like I told you. I trained them. Yeah. But that don't mean I hit them.
Hi, Dad. I know this is uncomfortable, but I'm going to cut to the chase. So the abuse report came in where your children said they were hit by a broom. How was discipline? Yeah, how was discipline in the house?
Normal?
What's normal to you? Normal to me and normal to you are two different things.
Connect with a financial advisor in person or online at Thrivent.com.
Raising the next generation is one of the